Oh, December, a month of hardship and battlegrounds, joy in life, a tangled web of hope and fear. I dedicate this song to all you brothers taking long trips to the Philippines from all around the world. And your girl gets this message that you ain't coming, you found somebody better. She upset that it's a holiday month here in December. I tell her, hold the crying and lying. It's time to fly and move on, my friend. It's drama December. It's drama December. Tell my girl I'll be gone till December. I'll be gone till December. The drama cannot be all year, my love. Only drama December. January, February, March, April, May. See you crying, but girl, I can't stay. June, July, August, September, October, a fall to remember. November, I'm so numb, I just can't remember. Drama December, it's Christmas time, some Red Horse beer to keep you lined. Oh, it's drama December to remember. A tragic past, a haunting dream, a shattered heart, a mournful scene. Yet in the darkness, a glimmer of hope, a chance to heal, a chance to cope. When I come back, there be no time to clock, my new beginning is near. But I still need that drama, it's way too much, so hard in December. Why is it I need this drama?
Good morning. Good morning.
What's so good about it?
Are you serious right now?
Good morning,
Why
guys.
does your hat look like it's crooked?
Because it probably is. All I do is just put it on. It's not like I put it on and go,
Okay. Could you like wear a different hat?
oh, that's fine. What's wrong with it?
Why don't you
I
wear
ba-
the Asian one?
I barely wear this one. I barely changed my hat from the gray one.
So, all over. Looks like you've been into a little powder. So, good morning, guys. I will not be doing all the entertaining today. You're going to get attitude and you're going to get funny when it actually comes to being funny. So let me start this show. Today, we will be giving you the most clickbaited entertaining live stream you guys have ever seen. We always have and always will, one way or the other. Whether we're doing here, give me a little cat FIT here. Can I get a little drama? Give me some drama.
Huh?
Give me some patty cake here. Show me some drama, Ike.
What?
Your mama wears combat boots.
She doesn't.
Well, she does.
No, she doesn't.
Yes, she does.
She doesn't.
I seen her last week at Target.
That'd be really good if she was.
Okay. Anyways, just trying to get them going. So today we are going to cover a couple different things going on in the Philippines. Okay. We had some other topics, but this will be interesting because we received an email, and we get these anonymous emails all the time. Like, we've heard everything about Elliot, but this just puts another twist to the story, and we want you guys to tell us what you think. But do you think it's plausible?
It's a twist on a. We actually talked about
Part of these things, yeah.
the variation of it, yes.
And so somebody sent us something like they've got an inside track.
There are some conspiracy theories, and there are some. Okay, conspiracy theories, like anything else, you have your low level, which means highly improbable, mid level, which is like
don't go nowhere,
maybe, high level, which means yeah, it probably did happen. Now this one is probably in the mid level where, yeah, it's plausible. One of those things, yes.
Yeah, it's It's kind of out there, but a lot of people already had these theories on a separate basis through the last few months. And now this person is saying this, and then you're like, that seems about right, but the end result will still be the same.
Maybe.
Well, eventually, possibly. So,
Well,
anyways, we'll read you the story. Also, Mark Thornton, missing in action. Who you know, we haven't spoke about Mark in a long time, and it turns out that we noticed that he stopped vlogging all of a sudden, and Mark Thornton breathes. Every man has a story, has a YouTube channel. For those that don't know, most of you that are in our room that are regulars do know who Mark is. And he always, almost on the spot, has done. Even when the baby was born, he didn't slow down.
He's
vlogging.
active. He's very active.
And
as far
he's
as
either
vlogging goes,
on Facebook or he's doing something. He hasn't done a live stream in 2 weeks, and his interview was 5 days ago, and we'll show you his last live stream. And so there has been word on the street and comments in his own videos stating this. Yeah, I'm going to make a comment on that because game recognizes game. Also, we are officially going to talk about the Geo and Maya breakup.
Wait, what breakup?
Right, it's all for publicity. Just like the truth is me and George isn't together. He really does live in the doghouse out there with Willie. He moved out about 6 months ago. We just do this for the content.
Yeah, it's kind of getting cold nowadays, just so you guys know.
Well, cuddle up, Buttercup with Willie.
I can't even cuddle up with Willie because you shaved him.
Well, he needed his haircut.
He looks like a hyena right now.
He does look like a hyena. And we will be discussing Old Dog's latest video. Paul, Old Dog, new tricks. First off, he's been building a house and having a lot of problems with that. So we might go into the discussion of the housing and building and all that. But we'll be discussing his last story about a pregnant deaf girl that where she got knocked up here in the Philippines by an expat that wants nothing to do her. So nothing to do her. So that we will be getting into, probably some stuff going on in the U.S. because there's been a lot of crazy things going on, including that CEO and the Menendez brothers possibly being let out, and just a lot going on in the politic world. So I said this is going to be entertaining, and all you're doing is sucking on candy like you're sucking on cucumbers on Walking Street. You sitting there suck, and you don't. You double suck.
That's what the guy said. But no, you're talking about bullet points. I'm not going to interrupt your bullet points.
Okay. Well, I interrupt you whenever I'm ready, so because I can't wait for you to be funny. Good morning. Now you want to adjust the camera?
It moves.
I wish you would have been moving this morning.
Nope. That's what they're for. That's what they're there for.
Have you tried out your Christmas present yet?
Hey, Calvin, how you doing today? Good morning.
Hey,
thank you so
good
much, Calvin.
morning.
Calvin says, "Who's gonna match me?" Oh, there you go. Support one of the more interesting live streams in the Philippines. Oh, thank you so much, Calvin. I appreciate you so much,
Calvin.
Man.
We've been watching. We speak of Calvin all the time. Sunshine Shoulders. Over the last, we've been here in the Philippines 4.5 years. And we watched him before we came here, and we remember when he was doing everything on his phone, and just he kept it about as real and clear as possible. Do we always agree on every single subject? No. I'm sure there are things that we say that's kind of out there. But just some things fit in and some don't. But what he's always done is kept it real. You're talking about fit in. Oh, now you want to be funny?
What? I wasn't trying to be funny.
You're right.
That is what she said.
No. Who's your friend out there?
Scrapper.
Ain't got a scrap.
Yeah, Scrapper.
So yeah, Sunshine's good.
Oh, thank you so much, Linda. There you go, Calvin. That's who matches you just now. Linda Calano. Thanks so much.
We had Learning Live in our channel before.
Learning to live.
Learning to live, learning to live.
Yeah, thanks so much, Linda. Appreciate your support as always.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, guys, again, since you're in the middle of it, give us a thumbs up. gives Heidi the giggles in the middle of the day. Whenever Heidi giggles for no apparent reason, I knew somebody just hit the like button. Oh, thank you
Not
so.
really. It hurts
Whoa,
to
thank you so much,
smile.
Victoria. Victoria, up the game, up the
Thank you.
ante to
We
15 Australian dollars.
Thank you. What we're doing is, guys know every year we do the gift baskets that we hand out. And we'll be heading to the pet shelter, Noah's Ark shelter that does the dogs and the cats. We've been alongside them handing out a percentage of our YouTube money for the last 4.5 years. That shelter has grown substantially. You guys will get to see the update, and I'll probably use and split the videos. In other words, show you what it used to look like and the improvements that she's really made to the shelter. And we do a lot of support of the animals, and that's always been that way. Like this morning at 4 a.m., China, the cat that's had 10 batches of kittens that live up the street, but yet they eat over here. She came crying for food at 4 a.m., and he says he thinks she's pregnant again.
She's on top of the A-track right now.
But we just feed the neighborhood, including the dogs. And now I just found the hole that's in the bottom of the fence because we put this metal grate stuff up against there. The freaking chickens are now officially coming in, and I think they're eating Willie's dog food on the
They
ground.
can keep coming in. Ah, chicken. Come here, buddy. I'll take good care of you, breaded and all. Got me some breading,
Maybe
some
we
eggs.
Maybe we should skip to the Mark Thornton story first.
Get me some Adidas.
That could be what's going on with Mark Thornton right now.
Chicken? Fried chicken?
Lechon.
What?
Mark Lechon. His last guest could explain the.
Oh, well, that's up to you. Do we have it?
What do we?
Are you here?
Let's start with Mark so we could get this party rolling. Let me tell you what, game calls game.
Hey, Mark, if you're watching, you're welcome to join us. So just let us know.
Yeah. Hey, send us a message, Mark.
Actually, yeah, we used to coordinate with him.
I think we've had one message from Mark over the years, but after we covered him, I don't care.
He was like, "Screw you guys."
The Beanie Baby
Screw
King.
You, George.
So being the other vloggers have not been around for a while to talk smack about Mr. Thornton, we thought we would bring in that he's missing in action. Go ahead and pop up this video.
Audio, yes.
What? This is Mark.
No. Yeah. Okay.
There's no audio in there.
Okay. Well, that's why I asked you.
Oh. All right. You could go ahead and pause it. Okay. So I was just showing, which I guess I should have slowed it down, that Mark has not been seen in, as we just said,
This was his last video.
I think if you hit play, it says how long. Sorry.
It does.
Yeah, got to give it a moment there.
Oh, there it is. Wow.
Okay. Yeah, missing in action. So 2 weeks since his live stream, which is highly unusual. And also it's been 5 days since he did an interview here. And we'll let you know that I've received a few emails that said they know exactly where he is.
Where is he?
He said he got lechon.
What?
He said his last guest ate him. That's what somebody said. And I said,
wow.
That ain't right. I said, that ain't right. But me as a big girl would know that. And if he can't take a joke, F him. Get off that train and bite me, because this guy is an expat that's on his way here. Supposedly, part of the story, I could not sit through the whole interview. I'm going to tell you right now. Something like he's a truck driver, and I said that'll explain why he gained substantial weight. Like me over the years working at Home Shopping and my office jobs, I was always sitting. And I used to do nothing but eat out of the vending machines, sugary foods, and I drink 4 or 5 cappuccinos a day. And I was eating fast food because I was never home. So it caused me to gain substantial weight and fast. So I understand that. But this guy was a truck driver, or is. And so him and his brother are here, and he talks about how he's going to be dating and everything. So this was his last guest, and I told George, I said, Joe Char, that he probably ate Mark. I said, look at the guy, and George goes, that ain't right. I said, you know I'm right.
I know where Mark is.
Where is he?
He's on a boat. He's on a boat.
He went on a cruise
He's on a boat. No, you don't remember that song?
The love.
No, there's a song, I'm on a boat.
What?
And then he got sued. But anyway.
Okay, well, didn't you say you just found an article looking for any information on him today, and you said they were calling him a billionaire? Was that when he was lying to people about the cruise ships?
From 0 to billion.
Right. And
Mark
so
Thornton.
it was on a website, and I'm like, we know other expats have covered his stories on YouTube, that all kinds of things, from his kids back in the US, which are adults. I think they're in England actually, or in Europe somewhere, his ex-wife, and to this cruise ship thing that he collected a bunch of money for. But there are some interviews that he was doing for a long time. I'll have to admit they were always interesting. Not all of them. There were some interesting interviews, and he's done his thing. I will call him one of the original OGs here. That started during the pandemic. A lot of these vloggers, like there's a crap load of vloggers, and we'll talk about Geo talking about them. But Geo was talking about how congested it was. I think it's just an excuse, but to actually get out of Dodge. But there are a lot of vloggers now, and so everybody's trying to get their style and their way. But I think, kind of like us, Mark probably needs the money. Although he has a Social Security check or whatever he's doing, and he has his kid, he does breathe YouTube. So it's kind of like us. We do it. It's not for him, I know he should be able to survive on the check he got. It's probably a major bonus. And of course, he's probably bringing in 3 times, 4 times more than we are. But the whole point is all of a sudden he stopped. So where is Mark? According to the comments, they're saying he had a stroke. Now, are we right on that? Are we wrong? Who knows? This is a conversation. You guys know these live streams are about a discussion, what you guys think. Let us know. 1 or 2 other live streams said that he did. Still no confirmation. I was going to call the hospitals today and start looking.
Why didn't you?
Because I did a 500,000 other things while you sat here and got drunk.
Slacker.
Your eyebrows are slacking.
Yeah, I know.
So anyways.
I need to go to the mall and have them.
First, you got to make it to the mall. So.
Right.
Anyways, why does it feel like there's no chemistry going on here?
Yeah,
today? Nothing's funny. I haven't even laughed.
If you guys don't,
except when I said Mark's guest datum.
Anyway, if you guys again don't like people, and if you don't like congestion, that kind of stuff.
Okay, so that was funny.
If you don't like amenities, if you don't like modern life, and if you don't like good roads, go to Nueva Ecija. Just go there.
Really?
What do you mean? I mean, I know a lot of people from Nova Ecija to here that moved down here, and now I know why.
That was random.
Not really.
I was talking about Mark being lechoned and last guest, and talking about Mark and didn't complete.
Yeah,
his
you said it was
issues.
congested.
Well, I said that way earlier.
I know that because I'm waiting for you to stop.
Oh.
Anyway, I don't cut in.
I'm sorry, you're so proper. Thank you for being nice. No, it's a
Anyway,
piece of cat there. So you're turning into a cat there, babe.
Yeah, but no, seriously. I mean, there's nothing.
The roads are a mess there.
No, they're a mess, and that's the only road. The only road.
Hey, George, why don't you tell people why you weren't here?
Well, there's been a family tragedy I had to attend, and well, I didn't have to attend, but you guys know what I mean. So I went over there, and unfortunately, the trip. I'm talking about the trip. I'm not talking about when I got there and talked to the other side of the family. That's great and all, and the food was great, but no, the roads were just
good food, huh?
Yeah, it was good food. No,
I was there, and he was dead.
I was like, damn, this menudo's good. It's got cheese on it.
Man, is empanadas over there?
Okay, now there's Western menudo, there's Mexican menudo, and there's Philippine menudo, but none of them had cheese.
What about
But this
group,
one
What
did.
about the group menudo?
This one did. Well, they're very cheesy, but anyway.
A lot of cheese.
No. The roads to Nova Ecija are horrible. If you're gonna go to Nova Ecija, in all seriousness, drive during the daytime. You don't want to get caught driving at nighttime because the roads are horrible. You might have an accident.
Oh my God, another vlogger, man. So one just came up my feed. It seems like there's 1,000,001 vloggers now, and the old school ones know that's been around for a couple years. All the new ones that are popping up. even if the guys have lived here forever, that doesn't mean they've been vlogging forever. But here's another one. He's called Alaskan in the Philippines. I've heard just about everything. Pittsburgh guy in the Philippines. Now we got Alaskan guy in the Philippines. So I'm trying to get to the. All right. So I'd go in and say, hey, before we continue any story. So who knows what's wrong with Mark Thornton? We'll probably get into a discussion. I was hoping for it to be more of a discussion. But I know
Well, there's some people who said something about Mark
there's
Thornton, so
prior that
go
he
down.
had heart issues. Didn't he have heart stents or something put in?
I believe so.
And that he really had some medical conditions. And I told George, between that young wife and that baby, that's probably what did it, man.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say, I mean, at
And
that
isn't he on a
age,
second level in that house? Because that house is divided that he lives in. It's divided into multi-parts. Someone said he lived on the upstairs section.
yeah, it's like a. Well, I guess the best way to describe it is the penthouse of the apartment complex.
Yeah, so he's still doing extra stairs and
Yeah.
up and down.
Victor C. We miss this George. Oh, thank you, Victor.
George, who? That was me.
And Heidi says George who.
Yeah.
Max says thanks again for another live stream. His story. Okay, he's talking about Elliot. His story is over, but there's still people thinking about it. Anyways, let's get to 20K soon. Oh, thank you so much, Max. Yes, we're almost 20K, guys.
We should by January.
MB, hello, Philippine Antics Squad. Hey, good morning, MB. Spell and be happy. Thumbs up. Thank you so much. Spell and be happy. Thank you for the support. Thanks for the thumbs up. Hey, Sarah. Hello, Heidi and George. Hello, Rumis. Timothy Rogers.
Sarah.
Morning from Columbus, Ohio.
Tino is in the house. I haven't seen you in a while.
Racer X says hello. Hi, Heidi and George.
Slumming it today.
South Carolina house. Hi, peeps. Adam's. Hey, Adam. How you doing, man?
What is
hello, everyone.
By the way, this is a troll trap today. Just want to let you guys know because you guys are going to try to come in and see every bit of drama. So they get the clicking they deserve. Just like when I said you weren't around, everybody came in to see if you weren't around, and here you are.
What?
I'm going to make a song about the trolls.
Oh my gosh.
My milkshake brings all the trolls to the yard. My mouth is bigger than yours. My mouth is bigger than yours. That might actually work.
Well, trolls are always a conundrum. You don't know if you're going to cut off their hair or burn them. And they have that stupid face.
Oh, the troll. Yeah.
Anyway.
Right.
They're always the bad guys. He-Man has to save, Tila from the trolls. That's the way I played. But anyway.
There's all types, guys. There's all types. There's the good ones, the ones that think they're good, the funny ones. But they've been around since the beginning of time. Everybody has them. Every account has them. Just at different levels. And so just remember, you didn't get any success without them. So thank you, and thank you for being here.
Yeah, but I tell you what, that Tila, best action figure, doll or whatever it is I ever
By the
had.
way, you didn't ask me, how's that Christmas present treating you?
What Christmas present?
Are you kidding me right now?
You didn't give me any Christmas present.
The one that came with 2 bottles of oil?
Yeah, it came with AA batteries.
No, it didn't. It's USB. Because you won't buy the batteries, cheapskate. So you didn't answer. How was it?
Huh? I'm not answering.
Well, could you at least tell me if you used it?
What? Use it? I'm not that kind of guy.
The answer is yes.
All right. So Aussie Steve, aka Steve Callahan, says hi everyone from Melbourne, Australia. Always me says Rip Elliot.
Yeah, I don't know. We may have to reverse that rip based on this up and coming story.
Well, it's up to you guys to disseminate whether this is plausible or not. But in the realms of plausibility, it's there. Learning to Live says hello from Northern California. Hey, good evening. Hey, Victoria, how are you doing? Good morning, Heidi, George, and chat. What the frick is that?
I didn't make to put that in there. All right, you guys can't see that. It's at a good angle. Do you see this? These are googly eyes that are being put on statues in the U.S. Somebody's going around and putting big, oversized googly eyes on bronze statues and stuff. Let me show you the other one. And they're telling them, stop sticking them on there.
On a related but unrelated issue, me and my friends at one point in time did come up with googlyeyes.com. and all it was is a website of nothing but googly eyes.
We like that. We're supposed to be getting that.
No, really, I'm not
Yeah.
joking.
No,
Me and my
you.
friends did that, and it was hilarious. And then we just like, it was fun for a while, and then we got bored out of it. But anyway,
On the other hand, real quick, there is a bunch of fake 1,000 peso bills going around big time right now. So, guys, this is the time of the year. On the side, Expat
well,
help note they're producing them really well now.
yeah,
And there are some signs, and try to compare it to some good ones from the bank because they're upping their game, and it was back in the news again, and they will try to pass them off. And also remember, as like the US, we fold the money, we crunch it up, it goes in the bottom of your purse situation. Here, you can't do that with the money.
You can't draw Deadpool on the eagle, or can't draw Deadpool and Makapagaw. Don't write on the money
Well, I plan to pass off a bad bill
because
to
they
our
won't
Lazada
accept
guy
it.
soon. I'm gonna see if the Lazada guy is gonna take.
Because actually, even in the U.S., technically, it's illegal to deface money.
Well, but what if it's not intention? Like the corner of your zipper of your wallet chewed off the end.
Well,
the
that's
one
fine, but
corner.
what I'm
You
saying
think he'll
is,
take it with the corner missing?
well, yeah, probably, yeah, but
Okay, well I'm gonna try.
but
to
I
pass it
mean,
off on the
again,
Lazada
like
guy.
Washington has Deadpool. Of course, technically, that's not legal tender anymore.
I heard that even if the corner is cut off or torn off, I mean, even if most of it's there and it's just a little bit, they said any defacement means that people won't accept it. So
Technically, yes.
So just be careful with the money. Don't crunch up this new money.
Well, here in the
or any of
Philippines,
any
yeah,
of the money.
they
Yeah, they're
Filipinos
really
take it
stickler.
seriously. Yeah.
And it's a so just check and keep an eye on the money, guys.
Well, even
because
your dollars, if you're trying to exchange your dollars,
yeah, they need to be.
they have to be pristine, perfect,
And your exchange rate
crispy,
will. I mean,
no
we'll
handwriting
count
on it
Like
whatsoever.
they'll say, okay, this is only got. It'll have less of a value if it's in really bad shape. I mean, like even if it looks like it's not
Yeah, it's
folded,
weird.
it still gets
That's
less
the weird thing.
exchange.
I'm not sure. I think it's only in the Philippines that does that. That the
Yeah, you may only get $88 for that $100
correct
bill.
the condition of the dollar bill, not necessarily dollar bill, but the condition of the legal tender denotes its value in the Philippines. Yes. So $100 is not $100 anymore. Put it that way. Depending on its condition. Linda Calano, good morning, Heidi and George. Tino says, did Mark Thornton have a stroke?
Well,
good question.
Yes, and I know you were in our Philippine journey. We watch him too, and you also there was a discussion there on his channel also, and nobody really knows. We've been wondering since he stopped doing anything 2 weeks ago, and I think the whole conversation started up because there's one comment on his channel. So I mean, it doesn't exactly make it so. I go more by the theory as Mark breathes his channel because one, he's probably bored, and who would want to be cooped up with Jen and that baby all day long? And he's probably not a gamer. I can't see Mark being a gamer. It's not like he's got something to do. He could be writing a new book, or he could be building. What are those boats called that they put in them little glass bottles and they do all that stuff inside the bottles and build and then shove it inside? He's probably shoving stuff in bottles.
He's building a cruise ship in a bottle.
Cruise ship in cruise ship in a bottle. I can hear Sting.
Here's your freaking $10,000.
I was up the street.
I'm
and
joking,
I
Mark.
jumped on that cruise ship and I sailed out to Mexico. Cruise ship in a bar. Can you work with me? I need a backup singer.
From zero to billions.
Anyway, so my point is he lives and breathes this
okay,
life.
well, okay, now stroke.
I mean, can he use the money, and is he probably banking on all of his stories and puts in his dues? Yeah, okay, I'll give him that.
Hopefully he's okay, though.
Sometimes I look at these channels and I'm like, dang, look at their numbers. And I'm like, well, they do every day. Some of them, like that Leon down on Walking Street. Holy crap, that Russian guy and his skinny little woman. What? What is that about?
Okay, go ahead.
No, I was just going to, never mind. What happened there? I was on a roll on telling a story, but now what's wrong?
Nothing.
we're not exactly. Never mind. Never mind. Go on. Go on. I mean, what are you? I would go back there again. I mean, I'm. Go on.
Zombie Happy says, George was missed last stream. Victor C. Hi, George and Heidi. Like, thank you so much, Victor
He should
C.
have stayed on those roads at Nueva Ecija.
Victoria says, hi, all the regulars. Zombie Happy says, oh, yeah. That's already.
That's a given.
Yeah, Mark Thornton banned from Ground Zero. Yes, there's paperwork regarding
Although
that. Yeah.
reports say that they weren't supposed to let any vloggers in to ever do it again, and now they said they were never going to have vloggers recording at Ground Zero, but they do, of course. So
No, of course they do.
Yeah,
but
they
usually, after a while.
Yeah.
Obviously, Mark isn't allowed there anymore because he hasn't recorded there since, because that's his go-to, or used to be his go-to.
With that, I would, unless there's direct comments in there, then I would move on.
Kid Manila. Mark Thornton harpooned the whale. Turning Dash says Mark did an interview with his wife, and she said don't want to talk about him passing away. Huh? So I wonder if he does not prepare for her when he passed. Realistically, he will pass. Well, yeah, realistically, he will pass
Yeah,
on
of
before
course.
her.
He's in his 70s. I mean, he married her in his, there's no doubt in my mind, you marry somebody in your 70s, you're having a kid in your 70s. And we've heard him on his live streams advise people how he has set her up and how he was doing things. But the most misinformation that he gave was that he had already put the Social Security in her name or something. And no, that's not how it actually works.
Well,
And the
there's a
same
lot
with
of.
the baby. So first
Yeah.
they have to fully go through and register and complete the baby thing. I'm not going to pretend we know if that was ever fully done or he announced it, but as long as he's done that and then something happens, she'll get a check for the baby, I believe. But I still think he said he had the bank account attached. So when he passed away, the money was just going to automatically go to her. And that's not the way Social Security works for
Not
the
the
US.
U.S. Social Security.
I doubt it does it anywhere in the world where just your bank account allows.
In the Philippines, if your spouse passes away, they get their Social Security.
Right, but here's the thing. If it's in your name, let's say it's that way, and I'm a Filipino, and then you pass away,
that's
they're
a
not going to
catch.
keep depositing. Oh, it's cash?
No. Catch. I said catch.
Okay. So it's not going to work. So he
Well,
was
no,
trying
not
to
with
say
him.
she
Not
was
with him.
set
He's not Filipino. He's not into the Philippine
and I don't know how
Social
easy it
Security
is
system.
for the baby to get it right away. She's got to go down there.
Well, what I'm saying is okay. What I'm saying is, if if the if you tell this to a Filipino, well, when I pass away,
So he does.
my Social Security will go to you. If an American tells a Filipino that, there's a high probability a Filipino will believe it. The reason being is because in the Philippines, that's how it works. When the spouse passes away, their Social Security, well, it's not Social Security, it's called SSS. It'll go to the surviving member, but
Here
not
in
in
the
the
Philippines, I
US.
missed that. Yeah.
In the US, it's a different
There's
system.
not a whole lot here. Even with a good job, you're looking at less than
I'm not,
50,
doesn't
$100
matter
a month.
what I'm talking, how it is here. I'm talking about the system. What I'm saying is, if I'm un not if I'm not me, because I know a lot of things, and I know a lot. I don't know a lot of things either. But what I'm saying is, if I'm not me, and you say, well, if I pass away, my Social Security will go to you, I would think, yeah, cool, because I would believe it because that's how our system works. But in reality, it doesn't work that way.
Right, and he's telling a bunch of people on air that that's really bad information to
Right.
push
Filipinos will
on.
believe him. That's what I'm saying.
What the people believed is he was just telling her that to get her off the case or something, and that he really never did. It's bad business if that's what he truly told his wife, and she thinks the check's coming.
Correct.
Wouldn't that be the lowest of the low
Well,
for him to
first,
say?
well, I don't know the
Right, but he could have married her or did something with the intentions to tell her that when I pass away, as long as you're on this bank account, the money will just
Well, she
transfer
has to
over.
qualify first, meaning she has to
She
live in
wouldn't
the
know
U.S.
that.
first.
No, who
Yada yada
knows?
yada. Yeah, there's qualifications, and she just doesn't get it automatically. Unlike as Filipinos, they do. That's what I'm saying.
Right. So there could have been a lot of things going
Yeah.
on. So further down, Michael Onstad is in the house.
Hey, Michael.
Good to see you. Mark's situation is grave, and Michael might know that if his insurance or whatever he has here is actually. So maybe he does know.
Well, Michael Onsan knows people. If for all your insurance needs, Michael Onsan is the guy. So
Most definitely.
just to let you guys know, he's the one to contact if you have any insurance questions or if you're thinking of purchasing insurance in the Philippines. Michael Onsan is your man. Ed LC says George came back. Hope your trip went well. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Tropical Canadian says a lot of Philippine channels out there, but they are mostly of this all the same. Honestly,
That must have been earlier. Kid Manila said Georgie Porgy. Okay. Missing in action. He has a gamer YouTube.
oh, thanks, Kid
Well,
Manila.
we did mention that George does have a job. He's had one for quite some time. Okay, to double shut down rumors that it's strictly the YouTube money that we're living on. No, we've always had another type of income, guys. And so, as he announced while we were at Google, okay, invite only, let me brag some more, and having a Google YouTube manager that we don't pay for, okay,
She was
he
assigned to us,
he does. We do have other channels.
and she's on the upper echelon too. She's
The three, yeah, because she's the one actually doing the
she's
actual.
actually the one doing the speeches. Yeah.
And so we have three visible YouTube channels, and we have other hidden ones. And one of them is the gaming channel. So just like other vloggers, they have under the table channels. And we know that some of them in our circle that you guys watch have other YouTube channels that they don't discuss. They're AI based or something else is going on. So that's all I got to say about that one. But George does have a job. So it's, but yeah, it's kind of, we mentioned that. I mentioned he has a gaming YouTube channel. And he mentioned that in the video to the woman that was from, what's the name of anyways, Dito. You talked about through gaming.
Yeah. Sheila says, good morning from Green Hills, San Juan.
For those watching.
If you're in the Philippines, you go to Green Hills to shop. Big Dave says, hopefully Mark has a child set up on his Social Security.
Well,
he can do that, but he does have to qualify the kid too. But that's on Mark to turn in the appropriate paperwork, of course.
Well, he said he was already doing that. So there is no such thing in pre-setting up Social Security for the child. So the only thing that he can do is fully go through and register the baby, which he is supposed to do. Now, can you have a baby here in the Philippines and not register him? The answer is yes. Okay, it's no rule that you have to register with the embassy or register your kid. But if you don't do it before the age of 18, there can be issues and complications in the child ever trying to go to the US. And so he definitely would not pre-register the baby to grab his Social Security. He just needs to get the child his Social Security card, and there's rules to it. Like, in order for him to do that, Jen needed to show records of her pregnancy. There's DNA tests being done. I don't know if they're still doing the DNA, but their most recent. See if that's COD.
Yeah, just real quick, guys. Again, Tino says, could you tell us more about Mark? Thanks. Talking to Michael Onsad, and Michael Onsad said, not at this time.
Yeah. Well, that's the only thing that would keep him from vlogging. So I don't think it would be a breakup with, you know.
I was gonna say that sounded like Ryan.
Is that COD, George? George. There we go. So, yeah. It's a possibility, or Mark can be occupied with his legal stuff. They never did go away, right? I have not kept up with the actual, I mean, it's not like we sit around every day searching for this stuff, so it's not um hold on. So nothing ever did come up whether it was processed or not.
It's Ryan.
Yeah, so that's COD.
Yes.
So you're bringing in the box.
Well, I have to.
Well, you can move the light out of the way.
Well,
We're getting a water system
Where is it?
delivered today. It's up there, but it's, I think there's change for sure. There's cash up there. It's been up there. There's,
oh, it's under the camera.
oh, I didn't know it was
Oh,
that
wait,
far
no,
back.
it's not.
Is it on the
Oh,
second?
no. You have a bunch of stuff on top.
Oh, so it's a water system that we're getting. We have one that attaches to the sink, but you have to keep switching it on and off, and it's a 3 or 4.
That's, I don't know if that's changed.
Yeah. Oh, anyways, so deliveries twice a day sometimes. Water system, it's a separate one, and it's a little bit more expensive, but filtering the water is kind of important. But back to Mark, I'm sure he's still doing the legal stuff, but it's not like it consumes his day. He's probably responded, attorney, anything legal takes a long time to actually go through. So I don't know where. Yes and no. They keep trolling you. They've been doing it since day one. Well, day one since we've been in the Philippines. So in the beginning, I was spitting truths and anger and all this stuff about the Philippines. So they've been on my case for a while, but it doesn't affect our life. They say they're going to do things. They talk about things, and they're just trolls, and they're just that. So it's what helps our channel grow. So when they go off on their channels, which many channels talk about us, then when they get upset because they're without a wrench, or they're freaked out about something, or because they're not going to sit up here and use our platform as their own platform, and we're not going to promote them anymore, they freak out and then start trolling. And a lot of these big YouTubers, and when I say big, this is somebody with more than 10, 15,000 subscribers, because in the genre, not everybody can get up to a certain number. So these guys start creating troll accounts. Bloggers do, and they go to other accounts, and they'll actually, like ours, we know who they are based on what they say, because they go back in their room and say the same thing, or when they're upset with us, they send the same emails or messages, and it's like, oh well, just get over because you're angry. The one thing we got that the rest of them don't have is a YouTube manager and invites to Google. So good luck on the trolls. They help the channel grow. They're still viewers too. So when they're making those comments, all they're causing is our channel to grow. And we now welcome it. So I've already said in the past, a few of them try to point out, hey, we know where you live, or we know this and we know that. And it's like, so you ain't never coming here. And even if you do, you ain't got no nuts to say nothing. So the whole point is it's talk, and we know that. And all we do is anger them. Good morning, Curtis. You're kind of holding this up.
It's just somewhat
All right. So I muted because George said that we used to have Ryan as our regular delivery guy. He says they're firing all the old employees and all the ones they've hired in the last few months. They're keeping them. And I said, it's probably because they're paying them less. And he said, yeah. So he was just asking about giving him a Christmas tip. So he's one that we actually give a gift basket to every year too. So no, I was like, yeah, go ahead and give him a heavy tip. So a stroke is your worst nightmare in Duma. Immediate treatment is essential to mitigate permanent damage and not available in Duma. No. And I would agree with our Philippine journey. And it's something we've always said. The reason we live in the area that we do, most of our travels and time is in Angeles City. We live on the outside, okay, in Mabalacat. We live near a hospital within walking distance up on MacArthur Highway. And then we have Clark. Okay, we go over to Global Clark City.
Ryan wants.
Oh, here, come on, Ryan. Here, sit there. Yeah.
Sorry. All right. We're live right now, so.
Here, come sit down.
This is Ryan, our friend.
Hello.
So what's going on, man? There you go. What's going on? Oh, no, here. No, take this because they just gave us money on there. So say, look, they gave us some money today. So, but this is Ryan. This is my new beau here.
Hello.
This is my new co-mate. So look, we got 112 people in the room. So yeah, so they're gonna let you go, huh? You think it's because they're paying less to the new employees?
I think. I'm sorry.
Mas mura lang ano natang bayang empleyado.
Ali, kaya na. Announce kanita. Makalive kami niya. Kaya kasi ito.
Oh, no, you can't talk about it.
Oh,
yeah, you
okay.
can't talk about it. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Patamiras siya rin.
Yeah. No, he's right. You can't say talk about anything.
Maybe we just make him part of the Philippine Antics crew, though.
Right, there you go.
So, no.
All right.
So.
Oh, Michelle just had a baby.
Oh, his wife had a baby.
Yeah.
New boy.
New daddy. There
A
you go.
boy. So how many
Three.
kids now? Now
Three.
3.
1 girl and 2 boys.
And how old are you now?
37.
What is he? He looks like he's 14 and he's 37. He does, looks young. So we'll see. We'll be able to see. And just if you need something really. Oh, yeah, I get him. He's just trying to get.
Thank you very much, madam.
If you need something, come and see us. Okay, as always, we're here. So, yeah, always have,
Yes,
always try to take care of you. So that's for sure. So, yeah. So look at George crying. Don't cry.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That guy. You trying to get the boy a drink?
Yes.
Oh my God. We've known him for over 4 years. He was in certain areas. They usually have the same delivery drivers, and they've always been good people. We've even had him come over and stuff. And even one time when we had one of the sick pets, he took George when we didn't have the e-trike or nothing and took him down, took the time, came back in his little van that he has and took us there. So he's good people. So he cannot talk about it. But of course, I just put that out there that more than likely it was because of the pay and everything. So, but back to the stroke. Yes, preventative maintenance is going to be the best on that situation. And that's why I told George the basics that we have to take our heart medication. We're on an aspirin regimen. And by doing this, it actually will help with some of those things. It's not an all in all. So I don't know if Mark smokes. Nobody knows. Maybe they do know. But he could be a smoker. He could be a drinker. He might have done that all these years. He's already had a lot of other issues, medical. So preventative will be the actual answer. So SR Williams says, that you paid George's ransom and they returned him. And I'm very sad about that right now. I'm going to tell you that right now. For those that are sticking around for the message or email that we received, and we have seen something similar out there that we're going to read about Elliot Eastman. There's a whole new story, and this to me is the biggest drama. I told George, no, we're going to roll with this. I said, because it almost sounds like it's an inside track. And even if they're making it up, it still makes you think about a new theory. And it's like, yeah, we're going to talk about that one. So that is for sure. So, let me see. Let me see if there's anything else in there. We'll probably get in the Elliot Eastman thing. And that way you'll know where you're at. if they kidnap George's kidnappers, will they actually pay you to take him back?
True story.
Yeah, if he goes nerdified on him or something and tries to break down the color of the tree and that the dirt is, they say, just never mind. I don't even want to get into it. So yes, George is very factual person, and it's be like, my dad is here, which is not a bad thing, but on the other hand, they wouldn't, anyways. So, let me see. I'm trying to see if there's anything about Mark before, because there's a lot of
Yeah,
comments.
Peach Expat Pepper says Mark can be preoccupied with his legal stuff.
No,
That
I
never
already
did go
already
away.
covered that.
No,
No,
my wife never. Well, why is it over here then?
I don't know. So, or somebody repeated their statements.
My wife never wants me to talk about me dying. Well, nobody does. Nobody wants to talk about that. Not sure if it's a Philippine. Well, it's everybody thing. I mean, I don't remember having that kind of conversation in the West. So, Chosen One says Mark is the man.
Baby.
A baby at 70.
And has the record of 1-0 at the boxing ring. Sunday. Mark Thornton down at ground zero. You're in a world where boxers do not exist after the age of 55.
Where Mark Thornton builds.
And you're not as good looking as Manny Pacquiao. There is a Mark Thornton.
And becomes Rocky at the same time.
Like his knees because of his age. Rolling down a hill.
Chosen One says Mark Nowhere has been unleashing hell on it.
Oh, good morning, Brian. Philippines is in the house. Good
Hey, Brian.
morning.
Good morning, Heidi and George.
Now, there is somebody we have watched for quite some time, and we do watch Lut. We did see where your power had come back. That's crazy, man. You a better man than me. And let me tell you what, I can surely be manly. I would not have. I mean, I had a 12-hour power outage, or we had. I keep saying I, but we did, because George doesn't care. George isn't bothered by the heat or if the AC goes out. As a matter of fact, he prefers without the AC on. So, but we had one for 12 hours, and that was about it for me. And I was on power packs and everything else, and I thought it was the end of the world. He was out. They were out, what, 14 days, Brian? Something like that, over 2 weeks. So that's crazy. So good to hear they have the power back.
Yeah. Someone be happy says Dexter gave Mark Thornton an uppercut.
I'll hold the timing. Thank you, Kay Dallas, for the sticker. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Kay Dallas.
And it is going to the Christmas, and we've been matching. And usually we hand money out, and then the last few days before Christmas, then we do start hitting any carolers that come here, and we got a bunch of snacks and different things we're doing. And so, still talking about opening up that barbecue sandwich shack out of here. I could sell them that barbecue pork stuff I make.
Well,
I make a mean
money. And about making
right,
money.
ain't gonna make no money with the ingredients in the barbecue sauce and real pork sandwiches. Probably end up going broke. Although I just seen a shop that's here locally, and their cakes were at 2,200 pesos, and some of their sandwiches were at 400 pesos. And I'm like, wow, I said that is expensive, but the costs are going up. They really are.
Right. Black Grandpa, is the case with Mark and Critter Hunter still ongoing?
Well, I don't know if it's Critter Hunter. Let me see if I don't think I've gotten any updates. But
Kid Manila says Chosen One, Robert De Niro just had a baby. Mark is not the greatest of all time. Well,
Mark is not the GOAT. Yeah,
he is the greatest of all time in the Philippines as far as everybody's concerned. I mean, I'm sure he's not the only one or the oldest either, but publicly.
I mean,
he
I
is
haven't
right
checked in with Dexter. There you go. Maybe Dexter will fill us in.
now. Oh crap! Yeah, contact Esther. If he's he should be up. It's late
Yeah.
enough. Learning to live says hello. White Samurai says Ryan looks like he has big boss swag. They won't be able to keep him down for long. There you go. Congratulations, Brian and the wife. Oh, Ryan and the wife. Ryan and the wife. Yes.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He lives far away, but this is his route. White Samurai says the man is always trying to keep me down. There you go.
So I'm actually asking the other party. I haven't really spoken to him, so I'm not sure if he'll actually give us anything. But he might, because he I think at some point they all knew each other till things went south. In other words, just things started being said. And Dexter's good people. I'll have to go with
Yeah.
Dexter because Dexter was saying he really didn't want to go through with this, but it's just the way he kept handling things. So,
Yeah, now I'm really out of shape, guys, but I'll tell you what, I can probably move better than old Mike there. Kid Miller says, you guys should go into mano a mano, blow by blow, boxing, Salt Pop, and Jake Paul, YouTuber who knows how to make millions, and you and George, PPB fight. There you go.
I don't think you guys want to see that. It's just not, you know.
Kid Miller says, love you guys. Throw the food delivery under the bus. Oh, okay. White Samurai says, Geo dumped Maya for the same reason. For some reason.
I don't get
for
the
some
comment.
reason.
Is that in reference to Grab? Kid Manila trying to throw shade? Because we could always throw shade at Kid.
Anyway, now dump Maya for some reason.
Yeah, I'd like to know what that is. Because they're acting all cool, calm, and collective, and then all of a sudden he's got to get out of Dodge, like the place is on fire, and like she's 8 months pregnant or something.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing: are they really separated? Yeah, I would say yes.
That's definitely another house. But could it be that they're really kind of like us, where you guys felt it was clickbait? Everybody uses a form of clickbait, and sometimes we're really obvious.
He could be just traveling.
It could be that he's off looking for a new place and they're downsizing because the cost of the place they're in, like right now, she's only paying 10,000 pesos. As I'm to understand, that's a third of what they were paying, or at least half of what they were paying. So in other words, they're saving money, and he could be on the road just actually looking for another place, and he's doing a bunch of traveling and it's saving money. And think about it, the kid is still in school situation, and because they were just doing a vlog 3 weeks ago, and then all of a sudden she's in a new place. No, something's up. 3 weeks ago, and now he's talking about, I got to get out of here. And I think they're using anything they can for leverage. Even YouTube tells you to use any sort of leverage. So it doesn't matter. The bigger the channel is, the more they use something that's clickbait like. And you could see it, and you get in there, and then all it's got to do is be a roundabout way of being what the story is about. We try not to, and then sometimes, like today, we're just going to be obvious about it. So, you mind?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
That's the next one. Yeah.
Okay.
Sarah Tyson says, I cried when my UPS man retired 10 years. He was always so helpful. His only ask was that I never buy a Bowflex machine.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Man, those are money pits. You buy it and then you never use it. Wow.
A lot of items are. I just sit there and thought about things that I have in the house now. We had bought that mop with the microfiber thing on there, and I got snagged into buying like a 8-pack that goes with it. And I'm like, you know what? I really didn't need the 8-pack. It already came with 2 or 3. If I just would wash them out, I don't need 10 of them sitting around dirty. That's the whole point. What do you have? 10 of them sitting around? And so I'm like, no, there's easier ways to get out of. But anyways.
Black Grandpa says, is there a Deadpool for Mark?
Oh no.
Oh my gosh. All bets on him, huh? Um, Tony Manning says the Johnny Somali story got interesting today. Interesting.
Okay.
Oh dang. Second win, you ain't right. You ain't right. Second win says Jesus. Only do a pay-per-view of the fight if they wear thongs. Jiminy crickets.
And I believe this. I don't know if Dexter's watching right now, so I'm just going to give you a little bit of what he did say. Like I said, Dexter's good people. We said that the last time. He says he really doesn't know what's going on, and no one, the basic, I'm not going to give it all away, but he said no one is going to ever see him, that it's pretty much he's burned all of his bridges in Dumageddon. So basically, he's been pretty much on his own. He really doesn't have any friends. I believe that. So I just want to let you know an insider down there says that. No, I believe it. So 1 second. I have to mute it. George, I can't say this. Basically, Dumagetti's falling apart. And we'll be talking about Geo here in a few minutes and getting around to the Elliot Eastman update story that somebody's put out there and the theories. That be next. But it just looks like a bunch of backstabbing going on down there.
Well,
And it went from there being 10, 15 vloggers to where everybody now is picking up a camera. You go in a bar, a bunch of guys are holding cameras and stuff. It's just got to be like a circus down there.
yeah, to clarify, Dumageddon is not falling apart. The Dumageddon vlogging community is falling apart.
Oh, according to Geo, it's falling apart. He says there's nothing but dust and it's just too many expats
potato,
and traffic.
It's all a matter of opinion. But
I don't know where we want to go from there, but to continue through the comments. We'll go through the comments in a minute. Let's jump to the Elliot Eastman story and then answer things from there. So we received an email and we've heard this, that we know that since we started this whole thing and been covering them for months, there have been all these different theories. We've discussed theories. We've been through different theories. It's been a full discussion. There's even the speculation that's been put out there that he's already back home. Hey, that is a possibility. Nothing's off the table, guys. Also, that he could have been undercover, could have been CIA ops, could have been anything going on. But this latest one that came across our email really seemed real. And there is another source for this. Okay. This person is saying that Elliot is alive. Okay. Now, when I seen that, I said, "Oh, we got to cover this one." It doesn't matter, true, false. At this point, we may be grasping at straws, but at least it puts another theory, and people are like,
well,
you know what? This could be true. This could be exactly what's going on. So, according to this woman, he's alive. Could it be his wife sending the message? Could it be a family member trying to tell us? It says that he is not dead, but maybe he's dead. And I'm like, okay. The night that they took him, they discussed that his injury had left him for being unalive. But when he was still breathing and he went over the side of the boat, he survived. Okay. And that his adrenaline kept him going and he managed to swim to shore. He got away. They thought he was gone. And according to this, that this person always sensed and felt like they knew that he was still alive. they're saying the reason that he had so much adrenaline and the way he's acting here and eating all the time is because he got caught up in the party favor. How can I put this legally for you too? He partaked in party favors. How do I say this? He was part of the dealers down there. So not only was he a 5'6" person, they're saying he ran with the dealers down there, party favor dealers. And they're saying his adrenaline was pumping because he was on certain medication. And so they're saying that he was taking these party favors, and he hung out with guys that were selling, and they were harmful drugs. He and his friends that are part of the suspects that took him were part of this deal. This is exactly why he was being threatened all the time, and he was always paranoid, making statements on air in front of people that he's going to be taken, I'm going to be kidnapped, and people are angry with me. Which that kind of answers some things if you think about it. If he really got caught up like you would in the United States in some sort of gang deal or whatever, that would be more likely out there. And there were people saying this, and even you said the translation the cops tried to say on what's her name's last show that you just
It
translated.
was not an abduction, really. That's according to the cops.
And he said that it didn't, or they mentioned the drugs in there.
Yes.
So, okay. So this person said that he was being threatened constantly and they were harassing him. For knowing that he is just rich in his family as a foreigner citizenship, they were harassing him also. But the people who did him in or tried to do him in, they were fishermen and dealers, and but they do have families or know the family. Something about who is currently the English is broken here, so it makes me wonder if it is a Filipino that wrote this. Now it could be like George said, could be a big finger expat, half asleep in the night, sending this, trying to troll. Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that, but hey, we got a new theory here, right? But according to the person, that they believe the police are involved. In other words, the family members that Elliot's married to and his family already know the police, which that's a given. There's probably family members that are within the police and all that. So now this person is saying he is alive and that he is currently being hidden to keep him away from the bad guys that attempted to take him. So if you think about that, okay, so that's what they're saying. He is alive. That's the last thing they said. And he will be found, is what they said. And it says here they're sensing that they're still currently looking for him, hence all the activity of hunting people down, and that he's hidden really good and that he's alive. And so, but they clearly state at the end to us that he must be found before it's too late and they find him. So kind of interesting.
Well, okay, let's break the story down, okay? Let me take this down. Because again,
Kind of crazy, huh?
well, kind of, and not
Not at the same time.
depending on how you analyze it. Okay, let's break down the story. First off, let's work in reverse. If they are hiding him, okay, here's the problem with that theory. Let's say they are hiding him,
And that those guys
Let's say he
lied,
is
that
alive.
they tossed
Okay,
him.
let's say
Right.
he is alive.
They just lost him.
Whoever finds him, odds are they're going to be involved, and he's going to be ex-nate anyway. Just saying. So, in the end, it won't turn out right for Eastman. Put it that way. If he
Or
is alive.
eventually they'll find
If
him.
they're
If
hiding
he
him.
survived the loss of blood and
Okay,
all of that.
then we're going to go to that one because that's a very important case. Now, the only chance, keyword chance, this story would actually happen with Eastman being alive is if he was never shot at all. and they used pig's blood and they faked it.
But
you
it
know.
is a possibility if he's on the party favorite drugs that they say that he is.
Okay,
Could have
that's
kept the adrenaline and kept
that's
him alive
that's where I was
to
getting
get him
at.
ashore, and then they did
I
plug
get
up the
I
holes.
get that part in the perfect world.
In a
Yes.
perfect world.
Again, if he wasn't shot, there's a good chance that again, let's say they're hiding him. In all probability, if this is part of the story is true, in all probability that they faked the abduction, poured pig's blood, shot rounds in the air, and pretended to kidnap him, and then hide him.
I don't think it's that. I think he
I
really got
get it, but
attacked. And that would make more sense why there was more violence, because it was dealing with gangs
right.
slash
See,
dealers.
that's what I
That
mean.
would make more sense.
Him partaking actually, again, it's viable. Again, it's we're not gonna, But what I'm saying is, here's the problem with yes, if he was partaking in such said substances, could he have enough energy to
And
swim
let us know,
ashore?
guys. What you
Technically,
think.
yeah, because that stuff
That would
can make you do a
explain,
lot of.
and we've seen
Yeah,
that in his
you're-
videos. He
you're
could
pretty much
not
Superman.
sit still. Right.
But here's the problem with that, because it has nothing to do with Eastman at all. The problem is, guys, the Philippines is infested with sharks, tiger sharks.
What you talking about, Willis?
So, unless by some dumb luck he got past the sharks, that's the only way he would have survived. But odds are, no.
What about me?
The highest fatality.
What if I'm just floating on my back?
When it comes to, well, they'll get you. The
What-
highest
what about that
fatality
big guy that Mark Thornton
in boats sinking in the Philippines is not drowning. It's not.
So
It's
that-
sharks and crocs. Yes, saltwater crocs.
Don't ruin this for me. I really
I'm
am
not
starting to
ruining
believe
anything.
he's alive.
I'm breaking down reality here. This is the
Can I
Philippines.
get a percentage, please? Calculate for me. Where do you think he's alive or dead, or it's a fake
Okay,
story?
if this actually happened, if it was real, he probably has a 15% chance of living.
What?
15, not 50. 15.
It's a 15% chance we got that email, so that's got to put it at about 30.
No. Sorry.
Welcome back.
And that's after getting immediate medical attention too.
How do you explain his vote in a bottle?
He did do that, didn't he?
Yes, he did. We got that information. That came off of Reddit. That was legit.
Mm-hmm.
Just because TMZ and New York Times said he was gone, and now that he's got a wiki page, that doesn't mean he's gone.
Yeah, but
No body, no operanus, opera, opera rap, operandum, no body, no evidence stuff. That's what I say. Rap and operandus.
no, actually, again, the thing about this story is they brought up. Now it makes sense if by chance he was involved with illegal substances. This is a very high probability of happening. Whatever happened to him,
But didn't
that's
the
a
cops,
very high probability of happening. Yes.
right? But didn't the cops say something like they had to go out of their way to state that he wasn't? That would uncover them. So in other words, if the cops were dirty down there, okay, then if there is anything going on down there in trade, you can guarantee the cops are involved, just like in aka New York or whatever. Somebody's covering somebody's back hole. You got my point.
No, I got it.
Yeah,
I got it.
George is just trying to protect me right now because we don't want anybody knocking on the door.
Yeah.
I'm untouchable.
Well, just remember, it doesn't mean that you're not in Mindanao, that you're safe from Mindanao.
Oh, I know that.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about the expats.
Well, yeah, no, you can be anywhere in the Philippines. But here's the thing. I'm going to tell you right now, any day of the week, I feel safer here, okay, over the United States.
Yeah, but you still have to
we
behave.
already had
I mean,
that. No, I got that. People still need to behave, and they talk about how bad the Philippines is, and this whole thing turned tourism upside down over there. And really, the truth is, you have more issues over in the United States with what people are considering a Muslim issue and problems with people and gangs and dealings. And do you realize how many people are taken and kidnapped in the United States a year? A crap load. And how many people are missing every year?
no. They
It's
have
true.
an
It's
extremely high
really
population, which
high.
is very disturbing. Anyway,
I don't know. This just all seems.
and what's up with Arizona? People got nothing better to do out there.
What's going on in Arizona?
What do you
People
mean?
drying up.
The highest kidnap rape.
Oh yeah, that's right. I thought it was. I other one. My pencil. Hope the dog doesn't eat it up. I mean, I don't want to get on the U.S. news right now because there's a couple stories going on there. But I mean,
Well, nowadays they have drones flying from the sky and then swoop down and take you.
mm,
I'm making that up.
Jose said there was another shooting today in a school. No, that's got to stop. I'm telling you what. I did. Anybody else see Candace Owens? She's a
Oh no.
podcast person. I have to get on that
Oh
story.
no.
I'm only going to slightly touch. Go look at. Some of you do know who she is, and she speaks her mind, and she gets inside of politics and everything else. And they just covered something that happened. How far back was that?
That was in 90. Actually, that was in 94. I think.
It's when an Israeli attacked a ship out there, and everybody had to cover the story up until now. And it just makes you take a look that all countries can be dirty, no matter what.
Yeah, the
I
U.S.
love
bases were
my
still here.
family that's in America, and I love the ideal of being American, what used to be freedom. That's long and gone, people. That comfy 1970, 1980 thing is gone. And even then there were things that were bad, like the Vietnam War and how so much is covered up. The point is if you guys really get into them deep conspiracies and theories and all that stuff, you would understand it goes on here. But I'd much rather be here in Candyland dealing with a bunch of little Asians than over there dealing with monsters. Did you see that woman attack somebody? Some woman crawled through a window at a drive-through at McDonald's and demanded, like she came through her car into the drive-through demanding ranch sauce. And that was real. That wasn't even a setup. You can tell when some things are set up for camera. No, that was legit. She was in there about ready to choke people over some sauce.
I did that when they didn't give me my little Ronald McDonald Happy Meal pullback toy.
Oh, please. Oh, please. No.
Okay, I lied. It was a Transformers McDonald's toy.
Yeah, and
But anyway.
George probably said, like Michael, hello, excuse me. And they ignored him for like 20, 30 minutes. And he waited. I ain't going to wait 1 minute before I say something.
She took
George
one-
waited 30 minutes and said, excuse me, can you get my toy?
Forget grenading. Remember when grenading was a thing? You know, grenading is when you grab they give you your ice cold cup and then you throw it back at them. That's called grenading. So she did next step. She just went all in.
She went through her car. And I don't even know how, because I thought then once them windows closed now, it's not like in the 80s when I worked at McDonald's as a kid.
They have to lock them. They just
Right,
slide open.
Well, something happened, and it's usually not that easy, but evidently it is.
Well,
and
at her
she got
size,
through.
it is. Yeah, she's real tiny.
Oh, the woman's not that tiny. Tiny enough, but
Tiny.
tall.
I'm talking about okay.
But it was just crazy.
Yeah.
She came through that window, demanded her sauce, and she literally was all up in the fry area and screaming. And it's like, lady, they're up front. Why are you back there screaming at the guys making the hamburgers and the fries? Where did she think she was getting the sauce? They keep that up front at the register. What the hell is wrong with her? And if she'd have stopped and used her little pea brain for half a second, she'd have seen the sauces right there at the window. They got buckets of sauce, like they hold it up front. Instead, she wanted to cause a scene and act a fool. And that's exactly why the guys are coming here to the Philippines.
Well, that may be just.
I mean, there's mentally disturbed people here and broken women, and things can happen. All women are women
that day,
But if you pulled that crap here, could you imagine? I just couldn't imagine. It might happen if I actually did it, but I can't see a Filipina. We've seen them pop off, but probably not like that. But the whole point is that there's all kinds of things going on in all these different countries. They're close to World War III everywhere because this person's doing this and all these things are going on and the game has changed. But anyways.
Yeah, Sheila, that's Szechuan sauce. I'm just telling you, it'll make you go nuts. I mean, I would, go through drive-thrus for Szechuan.
It's ranch. Huh? It was ranch.
Ranch.
Don't make me get racist here.
What's racist about ranch?
It's the most racist sauce they got out there. Don't you know anything about how they make ranch?
A lot of white people eat ranch with everything. I'm just saying, I know more, Caucasians that go crazy over ranch.
There's a whole theory about the ranch.
No, I get it, but I know more.
Well, it's a black woman.
I know that. That's my point.
They use it for something else.
It can't be necessarily.
You know why she wanted the ranch? She's gonna put it in her hair.
What?
Never mind. I guess you don't know nothing.
Is that a real thing?
I can't tell you.
Is this like big, Ed would put a mayo on his head, that kind of deal? Probably.
That's probably why she got extremely upset.
There you go.
Looks like Soul Glow got expensive.
Vivian says, Mang Tomas is superior. There you go. There
Right,
you
they
go.
could
Mang
ask for
Tomas
some of that.
forever. Oh my
You know
gosh.
what
What?
Real quick, did you hold on? When you said Mang Tomas, do you know I was going to order nuggets when we got the food yesterday, and I gave Willie that chicken patty from Wendy's. They don't give any gravy with their rice and their piece of chicken.
Okay.
Yeah, but I guess I'm part Filipino now because I was like, what kind of place is this? There's no gravy to
Yeah,
go with my
kind of
chicken.
dry, right? Yeah.
Right. They did. I mean, I know some places give gravy in the United States, but they are really heavy on their gravy here. And the fact that they do rice at Wendy's, which, anyways, it just seemed weird.
Yeah. Now, Mang Tomas is a lechon sauce. It's basically a brown gravy. Honestly, in my opinion, and a lot of people will agree, it's probably the best and only sauce I recommend as far as a gravy sauce in the Philippines. The other ones are kind of off, but I know it's not just me saying this. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of little Asians. Yeah. Brian said, what? A bunch of little Asians. No, I would much rather deal with them over here, no matter what the situation is, than a bunch of big, crazy Americans.
Well, technically, that's actually a factual statement. I mean, I'm of average height. I am, and there's a lot
Now,
of Filipinos that are
there is
shorter
a
than
bunch of
me.
oversized Filipinas here.
No, I
They
know
are
that,
getting
but
bigger the
more
last couple years.
more
The height,
shorter
the
people.
size, seems like the steroids
We
and
are a
fast
shorter
foods.
race. It's not it. It's not a.
Yeah, that's just me being, and I really
I'm
don't. They are a
Filipino.
bunch of. I'd much rather deal here than being with the angry ones in Mexico or over in the United States. I mean, it doesn't matter for me because
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick butt and take names later if somebody's up in my face. But it's my whole point is that a lot of people make the Philippines out to be so freaking dangerous when back in the United States they're trafficking. I can't even go into the details of what really happens. And
Yeah.
it's like some of them would have been better just staying
Now,
in Mexico.
on the height thing, realistically and again scientifically,
A lot
guys.
of good things going on, but it's like problems are everywhere in the world.
Okay, on the height thing, again, realistically and the height, okay. Are the newer Filipino generations taller? Yes, because they're more mixed now. So therefore, because of the newer and better improved mixed bloodline, because you know any race, species, whatever, when you don't interbreed, the gene pool gets stronger and better. So anyway, point being is because more Filipinos are mixed now, they're actually bigger and taller than before.
Mhm.
Fact. Like my batch mates are usually my height or lower. It's rare that there's a Filipino that's taller than me. Put it that way.
Well, but like I said,
But nowadays, the newer generation are taller. Let's again. This is science. I mean, come on, and not making this up.
guess who choose their outfits? I'll say hi. Look at me. It's my Asian dog. Give her a kiss. Why?
Because I don't trust her.
She's been really good. She hasn't eaten no poop in about 2 hours.
Yeah.
Aww.
Christopher Fulton says stems are falling over themselves trying to give Maya cash.
Oh yeah, but
There
I
you
think
go.
I told George when I looked at the account, I said I was just looking to see if she started changing the way she dressed or anything. Said nope, she stayed. I can't say what I actually said, but just fill in the blanks what I actually said. I said nope, looks like she didn't change any.
Now, Cecil Wampler says on the Geo and Maya thing, the changes started once she started collabing with other female YouTubers. I think they changed her mindset.
It's hard saying, but just 3 weeks ago, Now, could they be sitting around and doing vlogs together after the fact or pre-recorded? I thought about because at some point, me and George used to sit down and record what 3 in a day and then spread them out. And so some people do record. Um, uh, some record, even the big ones, small ones. They record a couple at a time, release them. So they might have pre-recorded those.
Yeah. Well, I, there's a good chance. Big C says if she is pregnant, it ain't Geo's. He said in the past videos he was clipped before coming to the Philippines.
Yeah, it was a joke because we still have one last story about Old Dog and the deaf pregnant girl that was left by a Canadian.
Oh, you want to go into that?
Regular guy.
I want to go into that.
What? Yeah, let's play that last one and then go through
All
the
right.
final comments.
Audio one.
Yeah, because it's about a 3-minute story. So for those that didn't see it, we have a clip here that we're going to react to. Not all of it. It was a full video. Check out Old Dog New Tricks. He released excuse me. What was that about? There is a girl that he had on his channel about 8 months ago that he got some help for, got her a hearing aid, and that she's deaf. And I thought maybe one of his viewers got her, but we'll react to it and go from there. And she's pregnant now. And then you guys, for those that don't know the story, yeah, that's a trip. But it happens more so than not that the guys are having these kids and pretty much dumping them. There's a bunch of them here in Angel City. Like they're down there at the Abacon Bridge and you'll see these mixed kids or you'll hear the dads never come around again situation. And it's sad. And they come here, they have fun. And it's different expats that do it. It's just not Americans, Canadians. And a Canadian guy has left her high and dry and stuff. So, but yeah.
8 months ago, she was on the channel, and we were kind of emphasizing the fact that she's deaf. And we actually were able to pull together a few people, and we got her some new...
Oh, you had to start over again?
No.
Oh, I asked for it to be paused. Yeah, I was just going to say, look how they match. Their outfits, that was pretty sweet. Lipstick, everything, they're glowing.
Oh, I think you paused it on the video itself.
Oh, is it?
It's still running.
Which she appreciates.
I tried to pause and react.
It's been very difficult for her to learn language. She didn't have any real special teaching or anything like that. And so she doesn't speak English at all, to my knowledge. Maybe limited? Okay. And you're the spokesperson here for Nicole. And you two have talked, so I've actually already asked all these questions prior so we know what to say. Because it would be a 2-hour video if we didn't. But anyway, so she was on the channel 8 months ago. She was very popular because she is so super pretty and so cute and so nice and has such a nice demeanor. And then a while back, what happened? She met somebody.
She met the boyfriend in Dumaguete.
Here in Dumaguete. And so it wasn't on the internet. It wasn't from a dating app. It was just face to face. She was here in Dumaguete. And he approached her, I assume? Okay. And so she liked him? Okay. And then they dated for how long?
2 months.
So they dated for 2 months. Now, did they live together, or did they just...
Only dating.
Only dating? Okay, because her father's kind of strict about what time she gets home.
Not that
like
strict.
that. By the looks of her, I don't think he was strict enough.
No.
But that's neither here.
Yeah, 1 second. All right, so I want to react by, it looks like it could have been one of his viewers that actually seen her, knew her name, because Paul tends to give out all their information when they're on his interview, and he tracked her down and he started dating her through Facebook. But it looks like it was an outside dating thing, like it wasn't where she had moved in fully before relations or whatever happened. So it was an outside living, I don't know if his boyfriend and girlfriend at the time situation. She ended up pregnant. So, yeah. So it's sad.
There. That's
Pregnant?
just,
Yeah.
life happening. And so,
But you can smell
obviously,
it.
Nicole became pregnant.
Yeah.
Now that was after how long of dating?
2 months.
2 months she became pregnant.
Yeah.
And so how far
2
along is
months
she
in.
now?
Wow, hold up. 2 months in, babe.
Well, I mean,
Sounds like you know about these things.
well,
Well, can I ask you how
the
soon
American standard is three dates. I mean, so that's within a month.
was that your situation?
No, I'm not like that. Never have been.
Well, no, I'm just asking.
What do you mean?
So how long did you wait before you had any kids?
Huh?
How long did you wait?
1 day.
I believe it. That you got the dog from your girlfriend. And I said, I don't know why you won't tell me where you got her. I said, at least you can bring the girlfriend home to clean. And you guys think I'm joking.
She does say that. She says, I got the dog from the girlfriend.
What is your problem? Why? You see her?
Pregnant for 6 months.
Pregnant for 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Do we know if it's a boy or a girl?
Girl.
A little
doing,
girl.
weirdo?
Oh, what a blessing.
So,
Now, how does Nicole feel about being pregnant? Is she happy or is she's happy?
yes.
How about her parents?
The first time the parent, he contact with me, he asked, do you know the boyfriend to Nicole? I said, no. So I asked Nicole, where you meet your boyfriend? He told me in the person. And then the boyfriend, he get the Facebook and every day to meet.
I do want to respond. I like Baby May. I've always liked Baby May. Never said. I mean, I've always George known that I like Paul and Baby May. I just want to say, and
Hey,
it's
Paul.
not
Hey,
an
Baby May.
insult. Baby May, her English is getting much better,
Yes.
and I mean, it's she's been working on that and everything, and so I just want to say that that's what I was impressed with in this one. So.
Okay, so he saw her on the boulevard, talked to her, got her Facebook,
Yeah.
and then they started communicating,
Yeah.
and then eventually they started dating like boyfriend, girlfriend, but they never moved in or lived together.
Only dating.
Only dating. Okay. And what's his home country? He's a foreigner, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Nicole told me he's from Canada.
Canada. Okay. And where is he today?
He's living in Cebu.
He's living in Cebu.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to say that he found out Nicole got pregnant
Yeah.
and left.
Yeah. Because Nicole
Dang.
What's that?
So the moment that he found out she's pregnant, he booked it.
Well, but we had this conversation when we watched the video this morning. I knew about the story and I said, no, let's add that into our, clickbait stuff going on here. We haven't done one of these in a while. And I'm like, no, we need to talk about this. But she said she wanted him to marry. And let's say it's accidental pregnant. That doesn't mean they should get married either. I get it's the right thing to do. But as a woman, even I see there's something wrong about that.
Well, let's finish it. It's almost done anyway.
Yeah,
Then
so-
talk about it.
Yeah. And then
told to the boyfriend, I'm pregnant. You can marry me? And then the guy said, no, I can support you. And then I asked Nicole how much
Someone
the
says, looks like
boyfriend
she's
give you
pregnant. Yeah.
every month. Nicole told me it's 2,000 a month.
2,000 pesos.
Yeah, 2,000 pesos.
Well, that's
now
less
that I
than
would skin
$30
him
a
alive
month.
for.
And that's what this guy's willing to pay.
Okay.
Okay, so
$40 a month. Now that can buy her a nice sack of rice and she can grind it down into some rice milk or something. But besides that, she's gonna have to use a sack to clothe the kid, because prices is going up in the Philippines. I mean, there is no doubt in my mind that, I mean, I can't even begin to tell you the prices I've been seeing here lately. They're just really getting to be astronomical for the Philippines compared to the rest
a
of
realistic
Asia.
number would be 25% increase in the last time since we landed here. Is a 25% increase.
And that's just in the last couple of years, which it's going up everywhere. The biggest problem is you can't get a job to supplement for the most part as an expat. Can you do different things? Yes, but it's if everything was that hunky dory, they wouldn't be a developing country. And that's me using the word lightly, developing. I still call it a third world country because I don't feel their development is coming along.
There is
Kind of like the height of Asians here.
well, it's kind of like this.
They're getting a little taller.
It's kind of like
That's
this.
a joke.
There's this bridge that's supposed to connect the Luzon area, and it's cutting across Luzon. Okay, and when I went to Nova Ecija, we saw these structures like they're huge, massive structures, and they're everywhere. They're like little pockets of bridges, literally here and there that haven't been connected yet. And the joke is my uncle told my aunt, "Do you think you'll ever get to see that in your time?"
Oh snap! No, they old, but
Not that old, but
well,
no.
I ask you questions all the time. Well, do you think there'll ever not be power outages and this and that, or other things that are going to improve it? George said, "No, not in our time." Because I was like, Are we sure?" He said, "No, this is never going to change anytime soon. And there's reasons for the power outages and all the islands and all these different things."
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
You think you'll ever get to see that bridge get done? It's like, oh dang!
And so
But
notice they said it was a Canadian. You think his regular guy?
you ain't right.
Hey, he does all this stuff on
Hey, it's
Facebook.
Scotty.
He
right?
tells people to go through there, and he does. He's like, you can get your women for free on Facebook.
No.
Maybe he did it in one of his little. Maybe he got cheap on, what do they call those wrappers that you put on the cucumber? Is there another name for
Saran
it?
wrap. Use Saran wrap if you can't find anything to wrap it with. Use Saran wrap.
What's another cheap way?
Hmm?
What's another cheap way?
Well, if you don't like your woman, use aluminum foil.
Regular guy ran out of aluminum foil and that, and he just said, "Listen, a little Vaseline will work. A little thin layer. They'll just get stuck in there like
Babe, it's a little rough there. It's like,
a little sticky trap."
oh, it's old Saran wrap. Don't worry about it.
Believe me, I've heard some crazy stuff. So point is he tried to use Vaseline and a regular guy got caught. So dang.
Okay, now
Didn't mama teach you anything?
joking aside, the reality is again,
Hmm.
this is the very common story with most guys that they bail once they know that the woman's pregnant.
Filipino or otherwise,
Right.
other
Now,
expats.
the real question is again,
Because the expats come here to play. And if
Well-
they're tied down by a girl that they had no intention, there's a percentage that come here, they're just going to, live their retirement years, no intention to find somebody, then they find somebody. Then you have the guys that actually, settle down. And then you have guys like this. What percentage would you say are the ones that won't be tied down after a divorce in years with their American or Canadian wife and
probably
they're just done?
Well, no,
Which
it's
ones
not
don't
that
want
high.
that?
I would probably say about 65. I don't. There's a lot of really good guys out there.
I mean, so you think it's about 40% of the guys just dump these babies or come down here and dump them when they find out?
No.
That's what I'm asking, is
That's
what
what I
percentage
mean.
are dumping kids?
65% will leave.
Okay. But the percentage of guys that are actually not taking care of these kids are high.
Now that's an opinion, but
Yeah.
again, that's still giving guys a
I'm
lot
gonna put
of
you down because you
what do
look
call it?
unbalanced.
Leeway, because then there's a lot of good guys out there, honestly. Now again, why do guys do this? Again, it's first off, it's
You need to go get some water.
guys are designed to propagate, and that's the only thing in their brains. We're really simple-minded creatures, really.
You are, but they leave these kids behind. That's the sad part.
Now, should they stay? Now, some of you will say, well, he shouldn't stay if he doesn't love her. Well, if he doesn't love her, he probably shouldn't have touched her. You know what I'm saying? That's the reality of things. Now, if the woman's pregnant, the guy should stay and marry them. Because, again, like I said,
Yeah, but I'm old fashioned, but I still don't believe. He doesn't have to. I think the biggest crime is the 2,000 pesos a month and he's ready to move on now that she's knocked up. That's the crime. Now, her springing needs to be married, just push him to the other side. The more I discuss marriage with you, you made me wait longer. 2 years? The whole point is just because she's pregnant, yes, it's the right thing to do, but it's a new day and age. But this guy was just a jerk to begin with. That's crazy. So now she's well, she was deaf before, so that's not going to change anything. So I just have to say that.
Torete.
But now I mean, you don't need your ears to raise a kid. I mean, yes, you need to hear them. I mean, but what I'm saying is she's not blind and deaf and missing arms or something. Yes, it's going to make it difficult, but she's already in a difficult situation. But evidently using hearing aids helps her hearing, so she can hear some because she reacted to Paul and was
Yeah, I was gonna
smiling
say
and all that.
I don't think
She's how
she's
deaf she is.
100% deaf. I think she's partially deaf.
Huh?
Yeah.
What?
You need one of those cones.
What?
Yeah.
One of those cones.
Yes.
Anyway, it's just crap. But I just feel bad for all the kids that they're expat kids here, whether they're part Japanese, part
Well, they
Korean,
kind of stick
American,
out.
Canadian. Yeah,
They usually stick out. They have curly. It's a different kind of curly hair. You know what I'm saying, from the Aidas and the Western Caucasian. I mean, Afro Americans. Well, actually,
all
some
different.
Caucasians have curly hair too. But
The
yeah,
whole point is they're not being taken care of. A lot of these guys just come down here for a week or two.
they're
and
called
they're gone and
Amerasians. There's
never.
actually a lot of documentaries about them.
Well, I'm talking about any foreigner, just not
That's
this
right.
guy was Canadian.
I know that's the term. I know. Amerasians. Yes, I know. It denotes America, but it's just a term, guys. I mean, I don't make this stuff up.
Oh man, this is bad business.
I'm not the one who creates these words. But anyway.
Yeah, she doesn't look good.
All right. Well, Kurz Doran says kids already at the gate asking for a score. Yeah.
Yes,
Mama's
they are.
Yeah.
And they came yesterday at 5:30, and me and George, they started a week or two before the 4 months ago. And I said, no, we're not getting hit this year. Like, since this is the third Christmas, I think we've been in this house. And the problem is we got hit up the last 2 years easy. And I said, not this year. I said, a few days, like the last 72 hours of Christmas, we'll hand out items and money to the group of kids or any of the carolers. I said, if you do, they'll be here every day.
Simon says that's why they got the term Dramageddon. NYC mail. Dexter should not have involved the police. It didn't meet standard. It didn't meet the bodily injury standards. It's not just Mark and his wife. Well, that's kind of like I think that falls in the gray area. And what I'm saying is, okay, a lot of people think that anything that happens in the Philippines, you call cops or something. No, you call the barangay. There's steps. You go to the barangay first, and then the police. Now you're like, okay, what's the difference? The easiest way to explain it to a Westerner is, there's civil and criminal.
Oh, wait a minute. I just got an update on
Okay.
Mark.
So civil mean you would go through the barangay. Criminal, you go to the police. That's how it really works. The best way to explain to a Westerner. That's what barangay police takes care of is civil matters, and then criminal matters it goes to police. Now on their case, that's why I said it's kind of like a gray area.
It's called karma.
You can go on both ways because, I mean, it's really more on barangay. I agree, but depending on the police, they can take on the case. Put it that way. That's the best way to explain it. It's hard to explain why what a barangay is. Again, barangay is LGU, local government unit. They take care of mostly the domestic stuff.
Mute because I have an update from Dex. I mean, I don't know. See, it's you guys got to understand we have our limits. So like even when we've had certain information that we're 100% sure on and things that we know about certain things and we've covered Mark Thornton, we've made jokes about his beanie baby. Let's just say Mark is a human. He's been picked on by different vloggers and said he ripped people off on the cruise ship. The same with Elliot doing stupid stuff, or no matter what anybody does or what their past is, he's still a father, he's still a person. And it's a level of where he's done some stupid stuff, and things to learn from the things that these expats are doing and their behavior, like this deaf girl being pregnant. I will put out, I don't know how to say this. I don't know whether to say it or not. That's what the mute was for. Because I didn't hold back anything that we knew about Elliot. So, they're saying that he is definitely in bad shape. So he is in the hospital. So let's just say that he probably will not see his baby.
Oh, I don't know what to say then.
Well, hopefully he pulls
Hopefully
out of it.
not. Again, pray for Mark Thornton, guys. He is in the hospital. So
Yeah. So I just want to let you know that the word is that he did have a massive heart attack and stroke.
yeah. So
And that I don't know if I'm being given the permission to say it, but even if I know or whatever,
we're not
is
saying anything more than that. So I think that's
right.
okay.
So
And again,
that he is in
wishing
bad.
prayers for him and his recovery. There's nothing wrong
Yes,
with that
that's what I'm
either.
saying. It.
And hopefully, in all honesty, again, we never with ill will of anybody. Hopefully, he'll be okay and come out okay.
He could always pull the ship out of the bottle and they could put his ashes in there later.
Oh, Jiminy Crickets.
Too soon they can put a ship in there and they can use it as sand, and the bones could be like a real pirate ship thing inside. No? Too soon?
Too soon.
Yeah. Hey, all I know is that, hey, also karma's a BIT, and I know people have said that about me, and people have said it about other people, and all I know is karma will come around eventually for everybody. Me, George, all the pickle touchers. Oh,
You guys, I swear, I love you guys.
pickle touchers.
Vivian Gibbons says, yeah, he swam back to shore with those wounds. He is Jason Bourne, fueled by instant ramen.
That's not what he was fueled by.
Max wants to know who made that.
I don't know. Somebody with a Proton untrackable address. If it was some other app, I'd be able to go through. But when it's untrackable, it's untrackable. So
Second one says, in my opinion, nah. White Samurai says he is Heisenberg, right?
I don't know, guys. I would not say never. Do you realize what people have been out in the desert for X amount of, some of the people who are survived like severe weather, winter, no food. They survived hey, what was some people up in the mountain in West Virginia in 1701?
Huh?
What was the Donner Party?
Oh.
Hey, they survived all that bad weather and being lechoned and munched.
Right.
It's like not Donnered at the Donner Party. That's double survival. So you know what? Nothing is off the table. That I will add to it. So even if it's a total made up thing, maybe this is the one person out there screaming that he really is alive. Think, what if that billionaire place was right? What if they were right that there's an inside cop that's just eating up his insides, and he's sitting there at Christmas time and he's like, he's still alive and we can't tell his family and all that.
Anyway, that's a little dark there, but
yeah, maybe one of the cops are feeling guilty and that's who sent the message.
Yeah, speaking of dark, just off topic here. Apparently the Donner Party story is a common story when a bunch of people get snowed in, just so you guys know. Yeah. Yeah, that's you, all right. White Samurai says yes, he's Heisenberg, and Vivian Gibbons says, I believe he walked back to shore. Yes, he walked on water.
Yeah, walk back shore. They probably weren't that far out. They probably dumped him right away because they did think he was gone. So they were only a little far way out, and then he came back in.
Christopher Fulton says,
And if you know what they make some of them party favors out of here? Tubo and baking powder.
tuba.
Tuba, not water. If you get enough of that in you, I don't know.
Yeah, what a ridiculous story. Then he sprouted wings and baked the cake.
Possible, yes.
Maybe he owed money for party favors and couldn't pay.
They're saying he was along with them. That he's been hanging out. Actually, the story went along with saying that he used to hang out with them. And then when he stopped hanging out with them, because I've got like 3 pages to this that they sent. So I screenshot it so I can actually read it. And that was part of it. They said when he stopped being in that group, that's when the problems began. So,
Well, that's with anything involved.
the adrenaline part, hey, that has saved people in the U.S. when they were
like I said, I
on
don't have a problem
cocaine
with
and all these
the-
other things. It did keep people alive.
I don't
get all
have the problem with the
bleeding.
survival part as far as, but again,
You think the sharks got him, huh?
well, and like White Samurai says, more likely the crocs got him too. Saltwater crocs. They're called Asian crocodiles.
They didn't get that.
They're the biggest crocs on earth. Fact. But anyway, yes,
Yeah,
they're
but
here.
they didn't. They didn't get that other guy. Then that guy that there were like 2 or 3 bodies that made it on shore within that week. They didn't get none of that. Nobody munched on them.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't taste good.
Vivian Gibbons says the guy paid off the army, local police, and the FBI. He has Jason Bourne.
Could be. He had the money, didn't he?
Yeah, and
Might have only took $20 to do that.
White Samurai says if he was bleeding in the water, the sharks would know.
Oh, chum. Chum, 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 chum.
I guess it'd be a different story when he says
Chum,
he's
chum, chum.
chumming it.
Chum, chum, chum. Chum,
Yeah.
chum, 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 chum. Chum, chum, chum.
Tony Manning says Mark Thornton went there and rescued him. That's why you haven't heard from either of them.
They could just both be there together. You mind if I put my vote in there with you? Yeah, sure.
Vivian Gibbons says maybe we don't really know these YouTubers. Maybe they are special forces and Jason Bourne via ninja.
Now,
agents.
hey, nothing's off the table. It really isn't. No, that and nothing, guys. Whole point is the more I listen to people's story and the stuff we've been talking about in the discussions, it's like you're right. There is no body, and we get that. Like I said, it could be fish soup right now or whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, Brian says Elliot Eastman is a case for unsolved mysteries. There you go.
Dun, dun. Oh, let's be done.
No, it's hard to
No,
hard to the thing is it's yeah.
Let's go. In today's episode, Elliot Eastman, his failure to pay for this playground and a bronze statue. He put down 3,000 pesos, and he has not made a payment in 60 days.
Something
So,
like that.
case of default. Donna.
Oh, that's
Failure to payment, Eastman. Donna.
Vivian Gibbons says the whole YouTuber is just a front.
Could be. That's me.
Oh, okay. This is interesting.
I got a fans only page and a bunch
now-
of girls.
This could have happened.
And run a Chinese
Max
restaurant.
says the night he was taken, the family was mad because he brought alcohol to the room.
No, this has been said. And also, it's not the first time we heard the rumors about him doing party favors. I would like for you guys to use your imagination what is sold here in the Philippines. And a lot of people said there was something neurologically wrong with them. Maybe it wasn't that. Maybe it was the party favor medication that was being used and dealt.
Honestly, it crossed my mind, but I'm not judging.
And nothing like a gangster party.
Max says if he was broke, his usefulness to them was gone, except if he was kidnapped and held for ransom.
But see, they never did. And they were actually mean from the beginning. In other words, usually they're not that aggressive. Aggressive enough to slap them around and get them on the boat. But it would seem like if it was dealing with those type of groups that he turned on, it could be also where the 5-6 loans come in also. You might as well
Well,
just
that's
you-
makes sense actually.
with the 5-6 loans and the dealing, then it would make sense if this is a possibility. So think about the 5-6 and the medication dealing and all of that. If he was doing them all and then he cut out on the guys and decided, hey, I'm not doing anymore, the wife looking at you nasty, maybe that was some of the conflict with the sister, and kind of just spin a little bit more on the story. Sit and spin, my friends. That, it's like you think about it, it's like, yeah, you can't turn on the game in the US or Mexico. You don't get out of that stuff. Not usually, not without an issue. He knows who's doing it over there now. It's a dirty game. You can't get out. Once you in, you in. Oh, sorry, I've been watching the Queen of the South. Mexico. Mexico. I can't say that word either. Dang it. You just can't say nothing on YouTube. Whole point is once you in, you in. And it's a little hard to get out of some of them dark circles. And he was possibly in that dark circle, and that could be why in advance he said they hate me, or they're after me, or they're going to kidnap me. Yeah, if he doesn't keep his trap shut, they're going to catch him.
Well, he's not the kind of guy who keeps his trap shut either. Tony Manning says,
Wow. I don't know why he can't. Who couldn't do that? Us Americans always do that. We know when to be quiet.
Tony Manning says Eastman and Mark Thornton are off the East Coast flying drones.
Yeah.
Curtis Doran says my wife and I only go to Dumaguete once or twice a year, just for the restaurants.
Aw.
So basically, saying he doesn't
One day
mingle
I'm
with
gonna
the
make it over
expats
there.
and the vloggers out there. Vivian Gilman says he's in the jungle being healed by a wak wak. His wound is treated by Kamungal leaves and herbal choice of Jason Bourne. There you go. Max says he's being eaten already and digested by fishes and sharks. Second one says, no woman, no cry.
Yeah, Dexter says he's reading the
Oh,
comments.
thank you so much.
Oh.
Appreciate you so much, Curtis. Send Gcash for Christmas fund.
Aw, that's great.
Sheila's
I haven't
asking, any
looked.
info from his wife?
No. That side, there's one or two people that's gone in on the mom's account and kind of said something to her, but they're still under a silent thing right now. So besides him translating that video, which we said was pre-recordings before they announced it, I don't know. And if you think about it, with that being said, which again, it's only one person who knows who it is, whether it's an insider or somebody in the station or somebody just randomly causing problems, it kind of things that make you go, And now that you think about just the whole thing, I mean, that kind of takes you down a different rabbit hole that's got snow and ice in there and sand and water and a bear trap and 4 more rabbits and an oxen and some carrots, and then throw in some ants and some apple juice and honey. That's a hot mess in that hole. True. So it's like a different level if you think about that. And I'm like, who could make a story up? even I don't know. I tried my wildest dream to sit there and think, who could make that up?
Jerome Morgan says, hello, guys. Been a while. Big hello from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Kim Jong-un says, Trump will find Elliot.
It might be because I don't know. People got things to worry about over there in the US because if Trump does the things that he's going to, I don't know. He's getting all these serious people on his board, And what's this deal with them saying they're going to let the Menendez brothers out? They're only going to get out for Trump to trap them and send them back to Mexico. Too soon for that?
No.
So, I mean, they're going to let the Menendez brothers out just enough time to be rounded up by Trump. Say, your name is Mexican, you're going back. Or Hispanic, you're going back. Same with Jennifer Lopez. She's going to have to hide. Old Jenny from the block was never from the block. Probably from Guatemala. They're going to send her home too. I'm not Jenny from the block. I live in Guatemala, Guatemala, ha. I used to lie a little, now a lot. But if I remarry Ben, maybe I'm not. I'm not going back.
Right.
Okay.
Curse Duran says
Dun,
up
dun,
in
dun, dun.
Manila it's a nice
Why is
in a
this
nice
so hot?
subdivision. I knew NPA members, they are everywhere. Now NPA. Be careful.
National Philippine Association?
No, actually be careful when you when somebody says
National Put It Tame
NPA,
Association?
be careful of disseminating whether it's real or not. And it's kind of hard to disseminate, and I'll tell you why. NPA is called New People's Army, and it's a rebel group. Okay.
Is that kind of like when I say I'm gangster and I'll just slap you upside your head gangster style type
Well,
thing?
they're communists and whatever. New People's Army usually when anyway. The thing is with Filipinos, they are weird. I mean, Filipinos love play on words, and the most common play on words that I've noticed is called NPA, which means no permanent address. What it means
Right, they
is
do
that
abbreviate things.
Filipino, when they say, "Oh, that guy's NPA," it means he travels a lot, which ironically that's what real NPA do. They travel a lot because they're hiding. You know what I'm saying? They're always traveling from one city to another. So ironically, the name fits both parties per se. You know what I'm saying? So just be careful when you say when a Filipino says that guy's NPA,
Oh, snap.
because he may not be NPA. He could be just a transient. But that Filipino who said that may have mistaken the difference between the two words NPA, New People's Army, versus no permanent address. Filipinos love this crap.
Hey, it looks like we got another fill in on the deaf pregnant girl. I was going to call her Deaf Prego.
Okay.
Good morning, Philippines and Beyond is in the house. He
Hey,
tends
Jerry,
to
how you
get
doing,
some
Jerry?
Stories. He said further down, he said that he goes, you guys are talking about that deaf pregnant girl, right? He goes, you don't know the whole story. She has been banging a bunch of guys over there. Expats here were passing her around, and my friend had actually banged her.
Okay, so since Jerry said that,
Well, there we go. I want you to speak your mind. I want you to
without
not.
having somebody, what I'm saying is before we didn't actually have somebody to say that,
So now
but
George can
that was
elaborate.
that was one of my theories.
I wish George would just once. I just wish we could just drop all this YouTube AdSense, or even if not, we would just get hit by YouTube.
No, it did
Just,
cross my mind. Yes, it was a very high possibility.
I'm hoping in a year or two they just let people say whatever the heck they want. Because
And thank you, Jerry,
believe
for
me,
that information. Because again,
I'm holding about a 60% filter right
that
now.
fits the puzzle. If that makes any sense. Yeah.
I'll be glad when we get some real sponsorship and we make $200 a month from a sponsorship, and we can say whatever and not worry about anything. But you still got to worry about YouTube getting you. But
Right.
believe me, I'd have had a lot more to say.
Yeah. Sheila says, Cat Stream. White Siren says it was in 1967, 58 years ago.
Yeah. That was crazy. And I told George, I said, that also opened my eyes. I knew there was some shady stuff going on in the U.S. or things that have been covered up and all these different things. But you try not to. You think that's usually a third world thing or something in a shady country. I'm like, wait a minute. You mean that really happens here in America?
Yes.
And George is like, would you say it's just the illusion?
The illusion of freedom in America. A lot of people think that you are truly free in America. No. If you actually know how the system works, it's not. It's an illusion of freedom. At least here in the Philippines,
That's what happened when they opened them borders up.
we're aware of our freedoms. We're like, oh, you can't say that. You can't do that. We're not oh, I can do whatever. I can say whatever. No, it never has been.
You know who's free? That Singaporean guy that came through the Mexican border and he just like racked up 167 million he took from somebody through crypto. And he was sitting over there in Los Angeles giving out $10,000 handbags and buying expensive champagne and hitting the strip clubs. And he bought all this stuff and over there living his best life just to prove he could. It's like, dang, man.
Why'd you do it? Because I could.
Pretty much. And he came probably through the border.
Right.
But
White Siren says lucky Trump wasn't working that day because if he was, it would have been all out war.
yeah, it's for Philly said a bunch of little Asians. Yeah.
Yeah. Joseph Relaford says every generation has good old days, right? 40 years from now, this will be the good old days from someone. Yes. Correct.
But yeah, I thought you were all Ming Tomasis.
Oh, somehow we went back up. Oh, I guess when I walked
Well, I don't. There's the DNA. When did you already cost all that? That's pregnancy DNA stuff. I mean, I'm not saying. I'm just saying I don't remember you going through that.
No, I didn't. But
well,
Jose says, in fact, Old Dog's wife interviewed a girl selling peanuts, and I will say she is hot.
Well, just understand he is telling the base story. I did not get to the end of the story, and you probably won't hear that. But the thing is, yeah, I mean, that kind of puts a whole different color on that. But the last time something like that happened, and we said something about Old Dog stuff, I mean, we're not trying to like bust his story apart, but it was just,
Yeah.
But,
Dave Bryant says again, the 50-year-old Canuck
forcing the marriage thing. Now I know why he wouldn't, if that's really what happened. So I mean, I'm just at that.
Yeah, and Black Grandpa did say, without DNA test, you can't be sure who the father is. Yeah, where's Maury Povich when you need one? Right. Easy and Chris says they had her.
And still within 2 months. I mean.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of. Had her on all skimpy looking, and she got pregnant. Saw that coming. What they think they would attract? Don't feel sorry for her. Jose says, I still remember she did not want to date a man over 30. At the end of the day, the guy was
she did wrong come on the show,
doing that for the girl, but
no,
she was
that is true. It doesn't,
yeah.
But if it's not, we always put the spin. You guys are in here making your comments. It's a discussion. And with that being said, if she did sleep with a bunch of people, then yes, that would be if she hit somebody up on Facebook and all this happened within a 2-month period in Dumageddon, and I didn't watch that interview 8 months ago. Was she looking for somebody? Was this one of their videos where they were looking for somebody? It's hard saying.
Now, this is a good point. Victoria says, hasn't been a male contraceptive for a while. I wonder if it's shot in their arm. The thing is, in the Philippines, Philippines is still mostly anti-contraceptive, just so you guys know. I mean, I've never seen anybody purchase.
I do want to make another public announcement.
A wrap.
Money.
If that makes any sense. I'm actually tempted to like mark the wraps in the store just to see if they move. You know what I'm saying? If anybody buys them.
George is gonna go poking a hole.
They're probably like
he's trying to increase the Philippines
since 1954. I mean,
probably. So, on that note, a word from our sponsor, and it isn't Surfshark, just like Geo does. Did we even get to the Geo story yet? Probably won't, because it's not that important. Geo has been all around the Philippines. He talks about how much he likes this and that, and how he pays off his ex-girlfriends, and now he's got a kitten in the corner now that he's still married to, and he's never going to get a divorce from. He can just fly back. He does say he's going back to America. He might be getting a divorce. But a word from our sponsor. So we warned you guys about the money in the first half of the live stream. We said that there's a bunch of fake money going around. It's the holidays. Ho, ho, ho. Watch the hose that you're with. Check your money. Check your money when you get them from the hose at the register, and ho, ho, ho. And just watch your money. But the second one is, you guys will thank me later. I would slow down on using them. What do they call them? Onkas. What are the little guys that ride up on the motorcycle and you take a cheap ride? So they're cheaper than possibly the jeepneys, or guys are getting cheap and they have the motorcycles roll up and they pick you up. Onkas, A-N-K.
Uncas.
Okay. Here's the thing.
Uncas Maxim.
Head lice is on the up and up, and they're finding that a bunch of customers are now getting head lice from inside the helmets because they carry the same helmet around all day and they don't clean it. You can get head
That's
lice on a
right. You should
jeepney,
have your own helmet if
but
you
people
do
don't
that.
carry it. No, nobody carries them.
No, of course.
They
of
use
course
the
nobody
one
does.
that the guy has. So now they're
Provides, yeah.
catching head lice and there's fungus
Well,
in it. People are getting fungi. And
yeah, that has crossed my mind. Yes.
so you're going to possibly get head lice on jeepneys, but the Philippines is very prominent on head lice. So I'm just doing this is my second, what do you call that, public announcement. But
PSA.
it said the Philippines has a high case of head lice, and they just had it in the news, and I'm like, oh my God. I thought about that when we got inside the grabs sometimes. I mean, there's nothing you can, just don't go leaning like this all up against her like George does, collecting him in his hat there. But you have to actually be careful. But it's high. It's a high percentage. It's higher. I mean, maybe there's a higher case in the United States, but let's see. Yeah, lice is being found in the helmets from ride-hailing app pickups, and they're going to start making them do a sanitation thing. The prevalence of the head lice is that it is very common medical issue in school children in the Philippines. Not that it's not in kids all over the world, but they're saying 50% of school children have the head lice. So again, I can't say, because I typed in after I seen that how heavy duty is lice in the Philippines.
Doesn't
They said
hairspray
very
stop head lice? I thought it did.
rumors. The answer is no.
You sure?
No.
I don't have head lice.
With black people, because
'Cause I don't have
of
hair.
the grease in their hair and the type of hair, it tends not to nest in certain male, female,
So if you
or
have
people,
soul
certain
glow, it
ethnic,
stops them.
somewhat.
So
But it's not
glow.
but I know people are going to come through and say, yeah, there's lice all over the world. But here, they're just not going to pay for the treatments. It's a developing country. And of course, girls are more likely to get it. Children usually around, it says 9 to 11. And, well, they try to tell you how it is. But usually it's very heavy duty between August and October. And then it comes back again in January. So, okay. And they, of course, you know what one of the big home remedies are?
I guess they take a vacation.
I guess they take a break during Hanukkah.
Hold on to your yarmulke, cause it's Hanukkah.
Because I'm a piece of lice and I celebrate Hanukkah.
I don't have to light the menorahs.
Light themselves on fire, for Christ's sake. So, do you know what one of the big things are? I heard this is good for contraceptive too. Do you know what they use? Coconut milk. They're saying coconut milk is a good contraceptive, and it is also for the lice.
Yeah, now, again, I don't have to say this, but again, just a PSA. Don't use gasoline or kerosene to get rid of lice or crabs. You don't want your little bird burnt. It will burn it. So
I only did it once.
So I'm just saying.
And I was only 4 months pregnant.
Yeah. So
there I was hanging.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
There I was, almost 5 months pregnant, hanging my head overside the bathtub. Took this like moonshine glass, looked like one of them ball glasses, like you pickle things. Just dumping the gas over my head, and I just tumbled into the bathtub. I woke up in the hospital. I don't know what happened.
That's the story anyway. But no, in all seriousness, yeah, don't do that.
Sorry, and it did never happen.
Yeah, it's in all seriousness, don't do that. No, because a lot of people do it. A lot of people do it. A lot of people actually think that's a cure.
In the Ozarks.
Do not do that. Yeah. Joseph says male contraceptive is condoms. I
thought that's what raw dogging meant.
I think he meant a
Alright.
deaf girl. I did a deaf girl. She could read. We could. Oh, right. We just text each other. Oh, that's right. Right. Just text each other. Right. Makes sense. Makes sense. Curly hair is a natural trait among Filipino population. Yes. Actually, when my hair falls off, which it does a lot, and it lands on the tub, it once it hits the water, it does tend to curl. Yes. No, it does. Yeah. Makes sense. Um, Clyde Major says, "Hi guys, Merry Christmas."
Merry Christmas,
Merry Christmas.
guys.
Yes, yes, Joseph. We know we were talking about deaf girl. I mean, unless you're into necrophilia, I highly
Hey,
doubt you
Bruce
were
Davis
dating
is
a
in the
deaf
house.
girl. Yeah.
Salem the
Um,
Realtor is in the house.
Philippines and Beyond says, unlike Maury Povich, she does not know who the father is.
Never thought about that possibilities. I was,
I did, but I didn't want to talk about it because I didn't have somebody there to verify.
I wish just once you would cut up like I do and just
Yeah,
really
Black Grandpa
say.
says, yeah.
But he does sometimes, guys. And them's the days I was like, them's your people. And George's like, you can't keep saying that. I said, I say that right out
Yeah,
in
you
public.
can't say
Them's
that.
your people.
Yeah,
I said, the little Asian guys are your people.
yeah. Black Grandpa says, you dated it.
I'm just a Godzilla in your world right now.
True story.
And the answer is probably take about 5 to take me down, maybe 6 before I put on the weight and took on the steroids. Because I've always been squirrely since I was 4. So I used to weigh $105 and took on 3 or 4 girls in a fight. And my mom and their parents would all stand around. And it's like, my mom's like, I got money on Heidi. So it's just where I've always been, squirrely and
Always
wiry.
bet on Heidi.
Is that like always betting on black? I'm talking about gambling, man.
Is that a thing?
Or is it red? I don't know.
Anyway.
I've heard it in a movie.
Yeah.
Bet on white. I could have said bet on white.
Yeah, it's not what you think. It's when they say bet on black, they're talking about the color on the table.
Correct.
Yeah.
But I still bet on black.
But yeah, it just doesn't sound right. It just doesn't sound right. But anyway,
if they took it that way, that's on them. These feelings are hurt. That's on they, not me. I was on the other day about people butt hurt and stuff.
Okay.
Because I said I was going to say something that Mark Thornton got ate by his guest. And really, it was just a joke. And I'm like, listen, I said game recognizes game. And I make jokes. And if people can't take those jokes, we take on a lot of jokes. And understand there are limits. I get it. The guy already knows he has health problems, medical problems like I do. We've tried to diet. We've changed. We know that big people go through all that. But I was just joking because it was his last guest. Now, if it would have been some old dude, I would have said he farted on him and dusted him up the river. So I'd have found something. But at least I'm not one of these boring live streams that sit around like this.
Hey, now.
Oh, well, come on, guys. Tell me who the boring live streams are. Or if you...
Hey.
What? I just wish once you would just cut up and stop saying that. Really? It's you should learn to shut up. You should learn to shut your trap too.
What?
Oh, the people that said that.
Oh. Philippines and Beyond says Thornton had a heart attack. Timothy Rogers says nope. Mark gets back on his feet. Ceylon says we are all humans. Hope Mark is okay. I hope he is okay.
No,
yes.
and all
yes, pray for
we
Mark.
said that
Mark
earlier
Self.
for sure.
Joking aside, pray for Mark's health.
I mean, like I said, karma is karma. If it's ready for him, if she's there to take him, it's that situation. We know that he's burned a lot of his bridges, and Angel said he probably burned him here too. But he's just where he is, and who knows if he's been taking care of his health. Because even his wife Jen did the side eye about some of the food he eats, but I eat fast food all the time. Yeah. It's just like I get it. So but if he's not doing basic routine and he's not taking medicine, he could be. He already had issues. He might already be preset. There's a lot going on, guys.
Yeah. Black Grandma says, I have a question. If Mark passes or lives and can't pay the medical bill, will his wife be held responsible for paying the bill? Yes and no.
The answer is yes. That will pass on to her.
Yes, I'm aware of that. However, they really can't do anything. They'll just keep him there. That's
okay. So that's the technicality. So what'll happen is, let's say it's a 3-4 million peso bill, 5 million, and it could get up there, guys. Then she will not be able to recover his body after the fact if something happens and he doesn't come up out of a coma. And so in that case, then they keep his body. And I kind of told George the same. The biggest thing that hits the expats here in the Philippines, even if they have money, is the medical bills. Because not everybody can have the insurance. Yes, you should definitely look into some insurance. That's why we always keep Michael on set. And I have to keep saying it because he's a great guy. He really knows what he's doing. But some of us are just unable to get medical. It doesn't matter even if was overweight. My lupus and my cancer and the other things that I have will not be covered. So at this point, I'm uninsurable except for the insurance I have in the U.S. So in an emergency and I needed something serious and needed to get back to the U.S., that's what I would have to do. But if I can't and then I end up sick like Mark, there's no way for us to pay a super expensive bill. That's just keeping it real.
Now, in the event of an extreme emergency that Heidi really needs some serious medical help,
You just gonna dump
I
me.
would take her in the
It's good
car.
douche. Right?
Yes, and go to the Abacan Bridge and then grab a wheelbarrow, load her up, and then skadoosh.
Pretty much, or at least at the but that
right into the
that's-
shanties below.
That could be his plan. Ain't you gonna lie?
And I'm gonna yell at the people down and say, "You take care of her. Love you, Bubby."
Bye. You son of a. You son of a.
Yep, true story.
But no, it is true. And, you know, we've heard people say that, or people have done that in other countries. And in the U.S., they've just left the person abandoned, you know,
Well, in the
corpse and
old Bajel ways, if somebody's gonna pass away or not even passing
they just
away,
leave them out.
they just leave them out on the shores of some stone where they're stuck there. And
But
just
it's hard
leave 'em
saying,
there.
you know, maybe her guilt will eat her up and she feels, you know, she is going to pay that bill. And it could be every dime they have will go to take care. But he might have already advised her at that moment, don't you dare. And that would be me. I wouldn't want George to take his last $30 he has in his wallet there and not go buy a drink. I'm gonna say go on down to Walking Street and enjoy yourself. Can you have her clean the house though afterwards? But enjoy yourself and just leave me there, you know, because I can't even begin to tell you. So it's just something that people don't talk about. Every time we've done those videos in regards to the last life, last rites, last days, they are some of our lower numbers, or YouTube gets us on them because it's just the topic that's just where it is. So I understand me and George have the conversation all the time, and it's hard to conversate with George on a lot of subjects for different reasons because then he's breaking it down. He's like, wait a minute, you do realize you won't fit in the incinerator, so we can no longer have you cremated. So now we have to look on getting X amount of coffins because one only fits this 100-pound Filipino. And he goes, we'll have to put 2 up this way because of your height. And we're going to have to get 2 this way, maybe 3. And you can no longer be this. I'm just leave me there, man. That'll be your best bet at that point. Or leave me here and just...
I was going to release a pack of cats and they'll take care of the job.
Well, just leave me here in the apartment and just walk away, my friend.
Wow.
Listen. I have some worse things to say. Here, mute. I'll tell you what I was going to say. Here, hold on. Where's the... I can't even see it anymore. Is this a...
You have to scroll up. There's things that are just a bridge too far, if you know what I mean. No, Heidi's
I had
not
a
allowed.
family member that's
Heidi's
been
not
that way.
allowed to say that.
Well, that's what I mean. I wish I could.
Minoras and Yamakas are one thing, and that's another. That's next level.
Sorry.
Yeah. Anyway,
I mean, just turn this into an incinerator.
Damn! Wow.
Hey, listen.
Okay.
We already probably went too far in this show.
Yeah, that's no. Okay. Anyway, just Wilfred says they have to anchor the body down.
We promised a good show.
Sarah
Did I
Tyson.
have pizza today for lunch?
Yeah, because they're in the oven. Yes. Sarah Tyson says the boat only have to get far enough to meet the other boat. There you go.
Oh, snap. That's a good one. There could have been another boat out there waiting.
Okay, I have thought about that. However, the only issue I have with that theory is there's no reason to have another boat.
Maybe.
It's not a maybe. There is no reason to have another boat. The boat
Maybe.
could have gone all the way.
Maybe his wife already kind of knew about it, and then they've been saving money and cutting back on rice, and they paid somebody to keep an eye on the shore, like maybe the brother was out there, and they grabbed him. Here, let me make something up, being somebody apparently made a story up.
Well,
So maybe they saved rice money, and the
Rice
family
money?
did without. The family did without. Someone tried to say the boy had a Louis Vuitton shirt that was real. They were sure of it.
oh my God.
I was like, there was a whole conversation in our comments, and I'm like, there's no way he had a $1,000 Louis Vuitton shirt out there. Like he was just leaving it flapping in the wind when they just seized like a $500 million worth of Louis Vuitton in October that was fake. And they just got one like 3 or 4 days ago, another large shipment. It's rampant here. The boy found him a cheap shirt, and that's what he was wearing. No more than middle class in the United States. I don't think his family was uber rich, but they're going to see all foreigners as rich. So maybe onshore or offshore in another boat, she's been paying her brother to stay out there and look for him. Maybe they knew specifically because that day he did 14 live streams, George. Maybe he knew they were coming. Maybe they kept saying, your days are numbered. See you at 11 o'clock. It's possible, right? It is very well possible. So, I don't know. All I know is something was up. We got this from the U.S., guys. We brought it with us real quick. So, being it's Christmas time, the cats really like it. Jingle, jingle, jingle. Dun, 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 dun. Snow, silver and gold. It's got little Rudolph in there. We love this thing. Now, 4 months of Christmas sometimes can be a little too much, guys, but overall, we get into the spirit sometimes. Oh, man. Just remind me of Mark again. Did you say hi to Bruce? Hey, Bruce. I believe I said, hey, good to see you. I'm going to say, hey, Salem. That area is still full of law enforcement, not usual visitors. Yeah. Oh, we're behind. The Donner story is true. Yeah, it's a real deal. Yeah, sorry, Donner Party. It could have been the Donner Party on top of it. There were survivors, you know. That's what I mean. If they double survived that, there could have been worse things out there, you know. Woodpeckers and vultures, so they survived the woodpeckers and vultures, and they survived the other vultures that were hungry, and they survived the cold and frostbite and rope burns and all that other. You're not going to ask about the rope burns? So what I'm saying is them guys were really survivors. So anything is possible. And adrenaline has saved people that have been hit 9 times with serious wounds.
No. Yes.
I mean, you've heard people that got literally X-axed like 60 times. They're like, how'd they survive that? And so it's hard saying, you know? No, George has his.
I can share them, but anyway.
Right, I've tried to reveal some
on
of
the
your
Louis
stories.
Vuitton.
How you survived that, I have no idea.
Yeah, on the Louis Vuitton. Just real quick, fake jerseys are a common thing, and because Heidi brought it up.
Yeah.
The first thing you need to do if you're trying to buy any jersey or shirt that's quality, I'm talking more on jerseys because this applies on jerseys because I've owned a lot of jerseys in the West. The easiest way it's fake is, okay, for example, this shirt. Let's say this is a jersey, right? When you flip it over, if it's like this, it's fake, obviously, because real jerseys are the same color through and through.
Well, of course that's.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is a lot of people forget to do that simple test. But that still doesn't prove it's real, but at least it's the first step. But anyway.
All right, last sponsor of the live stream. Notice I'm putting on my chapstick. Here it comes. Chapstick is our new sponsor, guys. So my mouth is getting dry because I'm talking a lot of crap. Okay, I suggest this for the trolls that are talking crap to get a little chapstick before you run your mouth and don't know your business. Mind your business. And so, sponsored by Chapstick. My mouth gets dry because I'm running my mouth and telling the truth and actually just whatever by Chapstick. There it is. Here, would you like some chapstick?
Lou, you ain't right. No.
Your mouth's not dry?
No, I
Your
never
mouth is dry. That you
Yeah.
can drink that water.
Lou
though.
says make NPA great again. That's messed up.
Oh, dun, 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 dun,
George
dun.
says NPA Army is in northern. Actually, it's
Just like up
everywhere.
Huh, Cookie?
NPAs are everywhere. There's NPAs in northern not northern summer in Angeles City too. Well, I mean they're in northern summer obviously, but they're in Angeles City too.
I'm really going to be upset. That's not good, babe. So, I mean, I did everything possible. Like, it seems like the puppy's acting up right now. We have a sick dog outside, and I've been washing my hand. I use the whatever. I've been cleaning my shoes. I take my shoes off before I go through the house, but she's sitting here in the corner looking like Willie. So maybe it's something that's not good, babe.
Okay, well,
We're gonna have to find out. Maybe she's got what, so we may have to start her on the antibiotics too. Oh
yeah.
boy.
Linda says Merry Christmas, Heidi and George. Thanks so much.
Oh man. She's got her face down. We may have to bring in the actual vet, George. There's a home vet we've been using for a while, and he's pretty quick to come over. The problem is he used to charge, which you guys will say is cheap, and we don't mind paying it. It used to be 500 pesos to get him here, which is a lot to a Filipino. To us, it's kind of not, but he jumped it up to $20. So it went from 10 to 20 just as the base fee. And so his fees have gone up and the fees itself have. But it's better than us taking her in. We fear going into some of the vet places because they could have that because parvo and a bunch of other things are rampant. Here's the thing. Both dogs were vaccinated a long time ago. 2 months ago was vaccination.
Yeah.
So everything they could have caught, they have all the ones that fight everything, but they're both acting like they have no energy. And so I don't know, maybe it's just the cats are fine, but I'm just concerned because she's a little dog. So Geo and Maya are really important. Geo said he will not be telling. Is that what he said? I missed that.
No, that is what he said.
Huh.
Well, that's what Gio said.
Yeah.
Thaddeus says GMA said taking a closer look at digital nomads, aka YouTubers. They stated the Philippine government upset with a lot of negative light being shed on the country.
That'll be fine, and they need to actually start with their own people. So I get what you're saying, Thaddeus, but you do realize the Filipinos say more nasty stuff than the vloggers. And I get they think it's because it's expats, but you got to start looking at the expat Filipina channels, and then they got to look at the Filipinos. Because if you would listen to some of the stuff that are in the Filipino live streams or what other channels put out and stuff through Facebook, they're outright just attacking everybody. I mean, so does it really matter?
Yeah, of course.
So they're going to have to go after everybody if it's all in bad light.
Well, it would be more if they'll target people who are actually,
I don't think it's going to get down to that. I don't think they would have done that a while back, but we shall see.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is they're putting out more. There are channels that are actually talking about Bong Bong Marcos Direct and bad things and money fraud, and they're going really into their business. You would think they would start on that instead of the vloggers. I'm sorry. Just because somebody said there's head lice or different things, blah, 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 they're not going to come after because we put in a bad light that there's head lice and women sleeping around situation. They're going to go after the other guys first. They're going to start at the bottom before.
They're going to go after the ones that are causing trouble, aka people like Johnny Somali, that kind of deal.
Correct. Yeah, I don't think it's going to. They've been saying that they're going to do something like that for years, and I understand. But I think,
because there are some really bad vloggers out there, and what I mean bad, as in bad, they're like bad people.
Yeah,
like,
no,
they're doing some bad stuff on camera, that kind of
Mhm.
deal.
Yeah.
Linda says 19,000 subscribers, 20,000, but by New Year's.
We're hoping so. Yes.
Yes.
So
John says, "Hey, Heidi and George, good morning."
good morning,
It's
Mr.
probably John says,
Stingle.
"Cool hat, George."
Well, let's wrap this live up, guys. Looks like we will skip Geo.
Well, they've been mentioning Geo, but
Yeah,
there's
on
really
and
nothing.
off. Really nothing to say. We were gonna cut in a video but basically they say it's nothing. Let's see if it's really nothing. So, I mean, they're saying there was no problems. They just randomly just broke off from 3 weeks ago. I don't think so. I think there's something. I think that's one of those dark things. Maybe they. I don't want to go there. I was gonna go dark, but
Well, okay. Now, as far as the problem you have is you have two YouTubers being together, and that's a problem. And why is that a problem? First off, you're gonna have I'm talking to the guys right now. Guys, your woman's gonna get a lot of attention that does not involve you.
and not everybody can be certain vloggers that can just shut it off and they don't worry what they
Right.
think, how it goes. Not everybody is in that perfect
And your
world.
woman's gonna get a lot of money, and it does not involve you.
Mm-hmm.
Your woman's gonna get a lot of proposals, and it does not involve you. That's an issue.
And then you throw in the fact that, at least with Antics, I help you do some editing or we split some responsibilities. And a long time ago, we learned to shut it down. That's why we said we were slowing down, And so in general, you have two people that are doing some basic editing because it looks like they're doing some editing or paying editors. Now, that might free up their time, but they're still recording and they seem to be doing daily videos. So if you're doing a daily video and you still have to turn it into an editor, you still got to send it to them and re-upload and still wait for, there's a lot going on.
Well,
Unless their person handles everything, which costs more money, and I doubt they're paying anybody that much to handle their
like
accounts.
I said,
but they could be making that kind of money. Who knows?
still not done with the statements. What I'm saying is that applies to Geo too. He's getting a lot of attention from Filipinas because it doesn't matter whether he's married or not. Gold diggers will be gold diggers.
And maybe there are some things that she won't deal with from her ex, and maybe the same with him. And maybe they see what I say is that it could be that no matter what, they're just not willing to. They're just going to say, hey, you know what? There are marriages that end that quickly and amicably, where they're just like, hey, hey, sorry, this just didn't work. And they've literally left, and that was the end of it. And then there's people like me. I said, don't you touch that door, sucker. We're staying in this marriage together and get your butt back in here. And that's the end of it, Till death do us part, and that's it. We meant those words, and that's how it goes. But maybe Gia and Mayo decided to just call it quit, like Ben and Jin Ben.
Well, again,
Gia Mayo just
and
couldn't take it.
they're both relatively young enough that they can go get partners. So it's a lot of we don't know what really happened. We really don't know, but
In Geo.
Then Spencer says sharks can smell blood miles away. I believe he's dead.
Yeah, but they didn't get those other bodies, but they might have already. Doesn't matter. They would have got the other ones too. I get it.
Well, thank you so much, Victoria. Send a little for the vet, George and Heidi. Gotta go now.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, well,
have
we're
a
gonna
doctor's
try to
appointment. Have a
call
great
them
day.
in. She's just laying there.
So thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
No, she's not her usual merry self.
What happened to the camera? I can't. Oh well, I can't get the camera over there. It's stuck behind something. But no, she's just laying there, and usually she's
usually popping, literally.
No, her energy is totally gone. And the food is still in a
Mary.
bowl.
Yeah, see, normally when you do that, she's already
She's
over here.
dancing and she's just sitting there. So it's got to be something viral. But like I said, I've taken precautions, but evidently, even with that's why the hand sanitizer's been here. But he started a week ago coughing outside, but he got a hold of the burrs when he was in the field. So he dashes out the gate. We got that under control. But about a week, probably now a week and a half ago, he got in the field across the street. Them little cacti burr things got in his throat and on his fur because he was cleaning them off. So he threw up a bunch of them, but it was fur. That's why I gave him the haircut, because his hair is so long now. I figured he was getting hairballs, which he could be. So now he's on a regimen of items because he's been sick. But that just started 2 days ago. But I've been, I have antibacterial soap and hand sanitizer, leave the shoes outside situation. So maybe something still got in here. But that's why I haven't let Willie in here, but somehow it's gotten in here. So,
Yeah.
But thank you so much, guys. We appreciate
Thank you
everybody
so much, guys.
dropping
Appreciate
in
you guys so much. Thank you for being here and thank you for participating.
and
Thank
being
you for the comments.
yeah, guys.
I know
great show
we didn't
today.
go through all of them, but like I said, there's a lot of them, and
Gonna do it.
but thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Sarah. And I want to do a shout out to our supporters.
Sarah Tyson says, "Well, she eats poop. Wouldn't you lay down?"
Yeah, we've been putting
Kay Dallas,
pumpkin
thank you so much.
inside of her. You can either do pumpkin or certain green vegetables will keep them from eating. So she did slow down on that.
Learning to live.
They're
Thank
saying
you.
her breed does that. They're saying they tend to do that on the Shih Tzus. And I'm just going to do a quick shout out to Bruce, to the members that are actually in the house.
Thank you so
Easiest
much,
way to find
Calvin.
them.
Strengths and Shoulders was with us
Thanks,
today.
Calvin.
Thank you so much, Linda Carolina, and of course Victoria. Thank you very much. I appreciate you so much. Kay Dallas, of course. Thank you again. I appreciate your support.
Kay Dallas.
Yeah.
Michael Onstad was in the house, and it's a sad update to mention about Mark Thornton, but sources are coming direct saying that definitely Mark is in the hospital and he is not well.
Yeah, Joseph Relford was with us today. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Second wind.
My heart goes out to his kids and him healing, and Jen. In all seriousness, still it's a person.
Yeah.
So
Curtis,
Victoria,
thank you.
Linda.
Yeah, thanks so much. Yeah, and again, pray for Mark's recovery again, because
he's still,
yeah,
at the end of the
hopefully
day,
he'll be okay.
Thank you guys.
Thanks so much,
and
Victor.
take care. And we will
Bye,
see you guys in a few
Love
more
you all.
days. So Thursday or sooner, depends if anything comes up. Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.